Though we really did try to make it. Wow.
You have to just let it, it'll be fine. And the little bits that are left on it will continue to soak in there. Oh, I was gonna get a pack of smokes. Sorry. Forgot why I came in.
Wow. It's too late. Now it's too late, baby. Now it's too late.
This door is so fucked. There's a big old hole in it.
I know, it's garbage.
It's
Garbage like the rest of this fucking place.
Redo the whole house.
Yeah, they need to go back to like 97 or 98 and hire somebody that isn't gonna just pour like sloppy concrete stucco all over everything. I saw this thing the other day and it pissed me off so much. I think it was meant to. It was like, here's an American wall, and it's like a construction guy banging on a wall and showing you that it's basically just like plaster and paper. And then he's like, here's a German wall. And he goes, dum, dum. And you look at it, it's 3 feet thick, made of brick. He's like, this is how Germans build homes, out of brick.
Part of
Boom,
it
boom.
is we got different natural disasters. Like a brick house sucks in a fucking earthquake.
Right. I understand that. I'm just saying that, like, they go over the top with built, because, like, there's no earthquake. Well, I mean, I guess they could have an earthquake in Europe, but they're rarer. It's like, I would take an earthquake unsafe house over a house made out of paper mache any fucking day.
Yeah, I mean, they don't need to be as flexible as they are, but there's a certain amount of flexibility that's intentional.
Currently 12 hours into a 20-hour drive, bro. Be careful. Keep that ass frosty, man.
Take a nap if you need to.
Yeah, seriously, pull over at a fucking rest stop and snooze for a couple hours if you need to. It's better to do that than die on the fucking road, bro. It's totally doable. I've done the 20-hour fucking run, but I'm telling you, right around that 12-hour mark is when the fucking mental and physical fatigue start to set in, and that's when you make mistakes. If you don't stay frosty. Like, you start to lose a little bit of that edge at 12 hours, and you've got to have a commensurate amount of, like, awareness as that edge goes. I mean, there's a number of things you can do. You in a band? Do I look like I'm in a band? I'm not in a band. Howdy.
Once upon a time.
Yeah, once upon a time in high school, I was in a band called Apple Nasty. But that's just because it was the coolest thing in the world to have a garage band in high school. Everybody wanted to be Nirvana, man. Got any gang signs? I can do that blood one. BL. It's going to be backwards for you guys, though, so it doesn't matter. That's B L O O D. That's fucking hard. No, I don't have any gang signs. I know, like, all of these are gang signs. Like, people just throw their hand out like that, or like that. Have you ever seen people do stacking? Gangsters will sometimes like communicate things about their fucking street with like, you know what I mean? It's like, whoa, call it stacking.
Do you remotely know what you did, or were you just fucking around?
I was just fucking around. Moving my hands around like they do.
You might have just communicated a threat.
I know. Might get us smoked. No, I just move my hands around. What set you claim? I don't claim, man. I don't claim, bro. Don't be a white guy doing gang signs. I can, though. I will. White guys can do gang signs, too, okay? Like this one. This one means okie dokie. This one means I'm done with this. This one means shut the fuck up. Those are white hand signs. White gang signs.
Hey, you gotta forget that.
Oh, yeah. Say what? I threw up the blood earlier. It's hard to do.
You're out of practice.
Yeah, dude. I never was in practice.
Yeah.
I had gang signs in my stupid little high school gang. I know those still. I can do those for you because we were 27, 13 plus 14. The whole idea was a joke gang based on the two prominent gangs in town. 13, 14. 13 were Crips, 14 Bloods. We did 14 plus 13 equals 27, 252. We used to flash that at each other. 2, and then 5 plus 2 is 27.
Yeah.
252. And then
27s
up,
are
down. We used to do that north, south, side.
I'm saying 27s are a gang, and
And then you could just do it here too, like real quick, 252. Like we'd say hi to each other like that. 27. We got in trouble. Well, we're not in trouble. I was always getting it because I was always pushing the administration in high school. It was definitely a give them an inch and they'll take a mile type of situation. Damn, gang, bro. You have to clap some? Yeah, dude. You got an op? You got an op that needs to get got? Call the fucking Foo 27 crew. When I was in high school, I do Naruto hand sign. Yeah, that's sad. You monetized yet, brother? I could be, I just don't. I have other channels. This is how I make my living. I do this one for fun. I don't want to like complicate this one with a bunch of $5 bills coming in all the time. I like to just keep it normal. But my main channel, deep fat fried, onion nuggets, that's how I make my money. I do this because I actually enjoy doing this. How's that? Isn't that crazy? Boom, 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 boom. Why must I feel like that? Why must I chase the cat? Ain't nothing but the dog in me. You know about the bandana code in San Fran gay areas? Each fetish, yeah, I've heard about it. I don't know which fetish is which. What's the other Channas they on your page? You can go find it. You just search onion nuggets or deep fat fried on YouTube. Those are my deep fat fried is like the main channel, and then onion nuggets are clip channel. We have a Patreon that's got 4,500 people, something like that. And that's how I make my monies. So if you like me, you want more of me, that's where you go get it. But I don't usually even pimp that. creator. I mean, yeah. I mean, I don't know what else to call it. Yeah. 4,500 people would give me at least $7 a month. It's kind of nice. $7 a month, and there's probably now, I would say, a couple thousand videos. I mean, we've been doing it for 7 years now. So there's 7 years worth of patron content and old shows, and they're great, man. Our Patreon has got to be like one of the fattest on Patreon. Like, I don't think you get more with anybody else's Patreon. You get like thousands and thousands of hours worth of videos. And yeah, it does good by us, you know. Passed by Fresno yesterday. It was looking rough on the outskirts. It looks rough on the inskirts too, bro. Looks rough on the inskirts as well. It's not a great place. Have you considered some content around music, like album reviews, band genre histories? You have a solid music taste, and I love hearing your takes on music. No, just not my thing, man. I don't really like. I have a movie review channel, and I have to be very specific on it because I don't like fucking critics. I don't like people that create nothing and critique everything. Like, that to me is like not interesting. Sindano de Gongo. Can we get into a boxing ring? We could. You would probably beat the fuck out of me, but we could get in there if you want. I'm not afraid of having the fuck beat out of me. It's happened a bunch of times in my life, and so I'm used to it. I can take a swing or two, but yeah, no, he'd probably beat my ass. I'm a lover, not a fighter, okay? Any thoughts on Armored Skeptic? I think he fell off a while ago. Nope. Haven't thought of him probably in a year until you just mentioned his name. And the last time I thought of him was probably somebody else asking me that same question a year ago. Found a great therapist. Only downside is the cool old boomer telling me it will take years for this to work. Like, brother, do you have years? Damn. Well, he's right though. I mean, I did 4 years of twice weekly therapy before I ever got anything I could use over and over, and before I was able to change. How do you deal with narcissists? I cut them out of my life, or I marginalize them in my life. I don't see your movie takes as much as critique. Yeah. I try and do more analysis and just like comedy and interest around it. Packing up and moving out of my marital home right now. Okay, well, that sucks, bro, but hey, beginning of a new chapter in your life, bro. That's how it starts. So there I was, listening to one of my favorite podcasters while packing up my meager few things to leave my marriage. Did your therapist help you? Yeah, my therapist helped me. The history is involved. The history is a bit crazy. Yeah, I don't like really going into how things ended up with me and my therapist because it's fucking unbelievable. But the truth of the matter was, despite his massive shortcomings and massive flaws, he helped me. He helped me a lot. Learn how to deal with a mind that is constantly trying to fucking eat itself. But yeah, I'm not a big fan of retelling that one. it puts me in a dark place. Sometimes things don't end very well and you have to recontextualize the whole bit, you know. What are you smoking on? I've got, this is like GMO. Yeah, GMO indica. Good shit. Well, I had that same thing that happened with your therapist happening with my dad. It's impossible to wrap your head around. Yeah, I mean, I can't even imagine. Can't even imagine. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I won't give the whole story, but suffice it to say that my therapist, the guy that I went to for 4 years, he started seeing my wife at the time as well, which is a big no-no. I didn't know that, but you're not supposed to see two members of the same couple, as your advice may have cross purpose. It's a conflict of interest thing. But I didn't know that. So he started helping out my wife. And then all of a sudden he called us both into the office and let us know that he had been accused of molesting one of his children. He assured us that it was all bullshit. We believed him because we were his fucking patients, and part of therapy is learning to trust your doctor. I left my wife somewhere in there. He continued to contact me even though he was at that point under investigation and had his license suspended. He continued to work with me as a life coach. And then one day I got a phone call back from California. I was living in Texas, and I got a call from my mother, and she was crying, and she told me that Dale, my therapist, had killed himself. And that he had been found guilty of molesting one of his children, and that he had also tried to proposition my wife after I left. Even though he was her doctor, he tried to start a relationship with my wife after I left the marriage, my ex-wife. And then he killed himself. So you have to understand, like, this is a man that I went to when I was suicidal. And he helped me contextualize that. And then he killed himself. There you go. It's far too much to process. You just don't. You know, you have to shut down your brain and put it off in a little box. And the best thing I was able to do was separate out the good things that he did for me from the bad things he was doing. My yeah, it's just hard to. There's no positive way to contextualize that. I swear, Paul, the stories you tell me your luck sucks. My luck doesn't suck. Everybody's luck sucks in that case. I've just had a lot of fucking crazy things happen to me in my life, dude. You know, I don't know how to put it. I think that some people are just fucking, like, prone to it. And I've had a lot of, like, it's just a test, you know? It's like that's what it feels like sometimes to me. Like a test. It doesn't really help me to unburden. It's something that I wasn't even going to talk about tonight because I didn't want to get into the headspace, but you know what? I know this happens to other people. I know I'm not the only person to experience somebody, because you have to understand when you're in this kind of therapeutic relationship that your therapist, in order for you to glean anything, they have to break down your like walls and get you to trust them implicitly. Especially for me, that was very important to me getting better. And so when a person like that, who you've been groomed, I guess, I don't know, grooming is the word, you've been trained to trust implicitly their words because they have your best interests at heart and they know what's going on with you. When that type of a person does something that you can't excuse and you can't deny, it can shatter your whole, like it shattered my whole worldview at that point. Like everything that I had been working on up until that point came crashing down. I became suicidal again. I came really close to having an incident where I took way too much Klonopin. I wasn't trying necessarily, I don't think, to kill myself, but I got in a cycle where I was just getting up every hour and grabbing a couple Klonopin, popping them, getting high, sit there. A couple more hours go by, grab it. I went through like 12 or 13 doses of Klonopin in a day. I know it's dangerous. I know. I'm aware. No, never did fent. Everybody's like, I like Xannies, personally. I'm like, this is not a fun time drug story. This is my life crashed down around my ears because the person I trusted most in the world turned out to be a predator piece of fucking garbage shit. This is not I like to fucking fuck around with drugs story, bro. Ugh. You overcame an obstacle and made you a stronger person? I guess so. I don't know about that. It doesn't feel like it made me much of a stronger person. It feels like it undermined a lot of hard work that I did, and that I had to spend the intervening years recontextualizing all the work that I did and relearning it in my head and separating what could have been abuser bullshit from real shit. You understand? So I don't feel very, very much stronger because of it. I feel horrible because of it. But, you know, the fucked up thing that I think is interesting is that while all this shit was going on in my life, I was making people laugh on a giant podcast and nobody had any clue. can't do therapy. I've thought about it, but I just can't bring myself to fucking. I don't think I'd ever be able to get over that wall of trust ever again. So I just have to use what I got. You know, I'm not saying I never will, but. Witch doctors during the plague. I don't know about that. Well, I appreciate that. You know, I don't know, man. Like I said, it's hard to contextualize it in any way that's positive, even moving forward, and that's why I don't like talking about it much, because it's like there's no like happily ever after there. No, Merrick, you may not. You've got all of the information that you need. I told you everything that you're gonna get. Digging deeper into it is a little bit fucking lame. Well, that's why I talk about things. Not just this type of stuff, but just like stuff that's happened to me that is maybe embarrassing, or maybe I was stupid, or maybe something happened to me that's hard to talk about. Because I know that, like, you know, as much as I feel like these are my experiences, there are a lot of people out there suffer the same thing, you know, and hearing somebody talk about it, there's a camaraderie to that, if nothing else. I look like I could teach you to make whiskey. I can't. What, are you happily married? Yeah, I am happily married. Is Jesus a bannable topic? Jesus isn't a bannable topic. Proselytizing and passing out your little digital chick tracts and stuff, that is a bannable topic. You coming in here going, Jesus loves you, and putting up a smiley face or something, I don't let that happen here. That's not discussion. That's proselytizing. And I don't let people proselytize in my chat. How's that? Yeah, I know. Yeah, I agree, Sean. I haven't read the book that you're talking about, but you think social anxiety wears off as you get older? No. I don't think it does. Well, the contention is that the main issue of depression and anxiety and stuff is a societal ill that needs to be taken care of, not talked about, right? And I don't necessarily, I think that both can be true, right? I think that people need therapy, and I think that we need to go after the reasons why people need therapy, which is poor parenting, chaotic childhoods, violence, sexual abuse, all these horrible things that can happen to you while you're growing up. And then all of the horrible things that you can have a genetic predisposition to, depression, anxiety, schizophrenia, these things can be contextualized by a therapist, but a lot of these things are exacerbated by a world that doesn't give a fuck. So, you know. Hi, Paul. Bye, Paul. This ain't an airport, bro. You don't need to announce your arrival nor your departure. Nobody cares, and nobody's waiting for you at the fucking exit gate. Cool? There's a high, Paul. Somebody's always got to push it. As soon as you tell people, like, hey, could you not be retarded? People got to go like, hey, hi, bye. It's like oppositional defiant disorder, anybody? I bet your parents had a fucking great time raising you. Bet your teachers loved you. I guess just do your best. Yeah, whatever. Fucking, it's like the world's worst shit. What's your favorite grade that you went to? Grade. I don't know, man. I really liked school. I don't know that I could tell you what my favorite grade level was or whatever, but, you know, thinking back to being a kid, being in school, I enjoyed school. It was like, you know, I got to go see my friends. I liked my teachers for the most part all the way through my schooling. You know, high school, I got a little bit disaffected, teenager kind of stuff going on, but I still had theater arts, which was like my passion, and that kept me, you know, liking school all the way through, you know. So I don't know. My vocabulary is above normal. I don't know if that's true or not. But I really did enjoy school. Hi, Yoko. How old are you? I'm 44 years old. I'll be 45 in a few months. Why did you drop out of college? I just wasn't ready to be in college right out of high school. You don't have kids, right, by choice? Yes. Well, no. I'm infertile. That doesn't mean that I couldn't have children. It just means in vitro, like what they call IVF, in vitro fertilization. Which also means about $50,000 to brew up a child. Adopt? No. No. But that's the thing, is like when I was in my 20s, married to my previous wife and everything, that was the plan. The plan was we get married, we have children. And we tried and tried and tried and tried. Didn't get it. Went in, got ourselves tested, fertility specialists, the whole nine, found out it was me. Found out our options were pretty much just IVF. And we looked into the price of IVF, and it was, at that time, this would have been 2007, 2008, it was between $30,000 and $50,000 to brew another $1 million problem, you know? And it's like, you know, there was a difference. She took it hard, I took it hard, but we had our own ways of dealing with it. For me, it was about reimagining my life as not a father, but as just an older guy that does his own thing. IVF is in vitro fertilization, where they take a sperm and take a micro needle and inject it into an egg, and then wait for that egg to fertilize, and then take that egg and implant it into the womb of the woman. So, who the hell is this guy? Who the hell is this guy? Yeah, 30 to 50K, because it takes multiple treatments. Like on average, it can take, I think it's, at the time we were told by our fertility specialists that on average, it took 5 in vitro attempts to get a viable pregnancy, and sometimes many more. nihilism. Yeah, optimistic nihilism. Optimistic nihilism is the idea that there is no inherent meaning in the universe, and that frees you from dogma and conformity. You get to contextualize the meaning in your life. That's optimistic nihilism. I'm an optimistic nihilist. I feel like that my life and everybody else's life and the existence of life and the existence of us on this planet and this planet in general and this universe in general means nothing. There's no inherent meaning one way or the other to it. But we, as conscious beings, have the ability to decide what the meaning of our lives is. And we're not bound by some sort of rule in the meaning of life. There is no meaning to life. The meaning of life is the meaning that you ascribe to your life, right? It's optimistic nihilism. Hope it helps. And nothing else matters. Are you from the East Coast? 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 East Coast. East Coast. East Coast. East Coast. No, I'm from the West Coast, bro. West Coast, best coast. I'm from the West Coast. It's the best coast. I'm from the West Coast. It's the best coast. I'm from the West Coast. It's the best coast. I'm from the West Coast. It's the best coast. What college do I teach at? I don't teach. I'm a college dropout, homeboy. Proud to be a dropout. You from the South Coast? Fuck you in your mouth coast. Whoa. I don't know about that bar. That bar might be sus. Paul, I thought it was cool to finally catch one of these streams. Wasn't planning on sticking around, but your response to my silly little comment kind of hurt my feelings. I'm dead honest. Damn. Sorry, bud. I was just throwing out some fucking... I wounded a man today. Words are like weapons, they wound sometimes. I'm sure you'll get over it, Ronnie. I'm sure one of these days you'll understand. You're spamming. Kinda, but it's chill. I think you're just a little excited. Critical hit. Oof, that's some rough spelling there. Stoicism, Marcus Aurelius. Yes, I've read some of Marcus Aurelius's Stoic musings. I think Stoicism has its place, especially with men. But it's not the cure-all a lot of men seem to think it is. Although it can provide a good philosophical basis for you to decide that that's your life, you know? Teach us something. What do you want to know about? Okay, I'll teach you something. Here's a trick you can do at parties that'll freak people out, and all you got to do is practice it. I've done this before. Fists up like this, right? Thumb out on this hand, pinky out on this hand, right? This is tough. This is a tough position for some people to get into. But where it really gets hard is when you switch them. And if you can talk while you're switching them, you're one in a few million. People will freak out if you do that to them, bro, because literally, try it right now. You can't do it. But all you have to do is practice. And then all of a sudden, you start to get that motion and you can move it back and forth. You're an X-Man. Muscle memory is what they call that, yeah. Muscle mem. What advice to someone still trying to find their way? Keep trying. I'm still trying to find my way too. Soon you'll realize that finding the way is the way, but that takes time. I think you could be a witch, maybe. Favorite D&D class? Bard. Do you know what's stuck in my head right now and I want it out? Can you Zoomers help me? I'll give you a hint. I'll just give it to you. No, no, no. They not like us. 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 I just hate it. I hate the song, but it's stuck in my head. Can you help me get it out? What do you do to get it out? How do you stop it? How do you stop that song? Because it's just in my head, man. Sleep? I've been sleeping, though. It's sitting alone, wasting away in Margaritaville. Doesn't help. I'm still thinking, they not like us. They not like us. Man ain't the brain to cotton eye Joe. I've been baby long time ago. Biddy biddy boo biddy bidoo. We got the beat, we got the beat, we got the beat. Yeah, we got the beat. We got the beat. We got the beat. We got the beat. They not like us. They not fuck. It's still in there. That was a good try, though. Paul, why do white people clap off beat to live music, dude? As a white guy that's got rhythm, I have to tell you, when I see a white person like, I'm like, thank you, Lord. Trump or Kamala? Neither. Throw both of those fucking pieces of shit in the trash and then take a dump in it and close the lid. Good call. Who's your dream president then? I don't know, dude. Vlad Dracul. I don't know, dude. I don't have a dream president. See, that's the thing, dude, and I hate to be this, but I'm gonna explain something to you guys, okay? I'm a child of the 80s and 90s, right? But really, I came of age in the 90s. I was 10 in 1990, and I was a teenager before the 90s ended. I was an 18 in 98 when I graduated, right? And I think a lot of people like don't understand the 90s and the mentality and the type of adults that the 90s created. And I really think that like me talking about it is going to come off cringy and banal and rote, right? Because you're going to hear a lot of like fight the power type of shit, right? But authority and Gen X just didn't mix, bro. Dude, it's fucking in the middle of the night. Why is there a fucking helicopter? Run, run, run from the ghetto, bird. Gen X and authority didn't work well. And I don't have this thing in me that other people do where I like admire politicians. I hate them. I hate the feds. I hate cops. And this has stuck with me my whole life. And I'm not, I'm not trying to be cringe about it and be like, whoa, Rage Against the Machine, bro. But that's how I learned as an adult to think about authority and power. And that's how I think about it today. So asking me to be a dude that cheerleads a shit tier politician because they might be better than another shit tier politician is just, you're barking up the wrong tree. Just generationally speaking, I don't have it in me to suck dick on a politician or a cop, or in the case of Kamala Harris, both. I don't like being told what I can and can't do. I don't like people flexing authority over me. I don't like when people feel like they're elevated because they're public servants. I don't like that shit, man. You know how I think of a politician? That's my dish rag, bro. That's my employee, and I work them like a donkey. And if they're not doing every fucking goddamn thing I want them to do, they're fired in my mind. Fuck them. That's how I think of a politician. That's how I think of a cop. That's how I think of a mayor, a provost of a university. I don't give a fuck what you are, what you're lording over. Your authority is immediately repellent to me. I work them like a rented mule, bro. These motherfuckers that are just like, ooh, they said something nice. I'm gonna praise them for the next 6 months. It's like, what? Fuck that. Whip that mule. Work that bitch like a rented mule. That's a public what? What is it? Finish this sentence. You guys want to do not a mad lib. Finish this sentence. Fill in the blank. A politician is a public blank. Oh, Elmer already had it queued up. Servant. Servant. They are there to serve the public. Oh. Servant. Why are we treating them like they're celebrities? Why are we cheering for them and putting t-shirts on with their names on it and shit? Fuck that. See, that's Gen X shit. And I can't explain it any better to you than to just give you my fucking full take. Never catch me wearing a fucking cop or a politician on my shirt. Stop with the all caps bullshit, bro. Stop it. That's the only fucking warning you're gonna get. I'm just gonna ban you now. Well, see, I tried to help you, but Midnight Ghoul was on. You fucked. Nope. Tim Walz would have to run as a Democrat. The DNC doesn't allow radical change or even incremental change. The DNC is there to legitimize and solidify Republican policy. That's why Kamala Harris, who in 2020 was against border fascism, is now a border fascist. That's why Kamala Harris in 2020, who was for Medicare for all, is now against it. That's why Kamala Harris in 2020, who was for a fracking ban, is now against a fracking ban. It is the job of the liberal wing of the duopoly to legitimize the lurch to the right. Uh-oh, but I'm cheerleading, but I'm trying to save democracy. Uh-oh. Sorry. What do you think of Hassan being kicked out of the... I haven't heard any Hassan. I don't watch Hassan. I don't keep up with, like, debate lord drama. I've talked to Vosh. I've talked to Destiny. I've had interactions with the debate lord community. And I have found that most of them are deeply uninteresting people. So... I don't waste my time with it. I don't need to have my politics told to me by somebody half my age, so they're not really serving me, you know. You're gay, bro? No, I'm bi. Enjoy your band, though. No, it's all good. I don't mind you not bringing it up. I just... Yeah. A lot of times, because I talk politics in this space, people will want to, like, ask questions about the big politics people in the space. And I don't find any value in any of them, really. I mean, Kyle Kulinski is a guy I watch just to contextualize the news, because I feel like he's consistent. But outside of him, there's nobody that I would go like, oh, yeah, I chill, I watch Vosh, I watch fucking Hassan, I don't. Destiny is the only debate lord guy that I'll watch. What's the actual way out of the duopoly in like a 5 to 20 year plan? How do we start? Well, okay, so here's an example of how we could start. Sean McDonald, the president of the Teamsters, has announced that the Teamsters are planning a general strike for 2028. So we're talking about the beginning of the next electoral cycle in order to pressure politicians and the political class to address blue-collar problems. Teamsters is a giant union, over 1 million members, and they have union connections. And so if other giant unions join with the Teamsters in solidarity to do a giant walkout protest, that could functionally be the start of the change that you're talking about. It could be the start of people realizing that their power isn't at the ballot box, it's in protest, direct action, and community organizing, right? So step one. Step two is a labor party, a unionist party, a party that isn't concerning itself directly with social issues. It's tackling climate change, war, and blue-collar solidarity. Those are the 3 things that it cares about. The rest of it is all fucking garbage, right? Blue-collar solidarity, by the way, means we stop being fascists at the border. We start letting immigrants come into this country and add their value to this country as they always have. It's a country of immigrants. Nobody's family is from America unless you're a Native American. That debate sphere shit had me enthralled for a minute, but then Paul's ego destroyed Liam Vuck. Yeah, dude. Yeah, dude. I don't blame you. I remember that debate. It's weirdly ironic to me because I'm a Native American when people talk about immigrants. Right. Well, you're a person that can call yourself, you can say that your family is from America. But if you have no native blood, then you can't say that. You're an immigrant to this part of the world. Your family immigrated here, and they brought the value of their family here. They brought their cultural traditions here and blended it with the rest of American cultural tradition. This has always been the case, and that's that, right? So that it goes under the umbrella of blue-collar solidarity. So the three-prong plan: blue-collar solidarity and workers' rights, right? Climate change and war. And when I say war, I mean stopping war, stopping exporting misery all over the world, arming people so they can destroy another people. We stop it. We reinvest that money in roads and good jobs and bridges and inner cities and revitalizing American industry and revitalizing public transportation in America. We dream big. We create an intercontinental bullet train. You know, I feel like a lot of kids are being led down this road where, like, your power lies in your vote. That's just a fucking cope. Your vote doesn't, listen to what's not on the ballot. Border fascism. You get either a fascist at the border or a fascist at the border. Genocide. You don't get to stop it. You get a genocider with a D or a genocider with an R. You know what I mean? Medicare for all. No. Funneling people into that is literally just like cucking them out of their fucking political power. Your political power happens in direct action. You get you and a million people together and go sit in the National Mall, you're going to get dealt with. You're going to get what you want, or at least a piece of it. The intransigence of the American government will suddenly be less because there's a million of you. They can't just beat you up. That's where your power's at. In the workplace, organizing labor, community organizing, local community organizing, protest action. That's where your power is at. Notice I didn't say vote one time. You got an oligarch or an oligarch to vote for. Go vote for one if you want, but then get to work. Blow, blow, Seminole wind, blow like you're never gonna blow again. Coming to you like a long lost friend, the home of the Seminole. Sorry to disrespect your Seminole friend by singing a country song about Seminoles. You're native? Cool. There's a few natives in here. That's awesome. That's really cool. I grew up around a few natives. You know, there's a lot of Native Americans in the Central Valley of California. There's several Indian reservations. I live right near one. There's one in Friant. And I can't remember what the tribe's name is that has that one, but the Chickasaw tribe, just a little outside of town, has a big res and a big casino there. Yeah. The ones that don't understand optics at all, always leading with the LGBT issues and abortion issues. Not that that's not important. I just know that's a non-starter for a lot of people. Yeah, I mean, it's okay to have that as part of your politics, but leading with that foot for 20 years has bought us absolutely nothing of merit when it comes to blue-collar workers' rights, Medicare, border, fucking economy, climate. I mean, name any goddamn giant problem that we're facing as a species, and we've gained nothing as a result from leading with the foot of social issues for 20 years. I say we stop. I say we start talking about people's wallets, their pocketbooks, their jobs, their homes, their ability to buy those things. We start doing blue-collar economic populism again. Are you a proponent of accelerationism? No. I'm a proponent of us using our collective power as an electorate to hammer out the problem. See, we look at the government to fix problems, but right now the problem is the government. And the only person that's got the hammer big enough to fix it is the American people. We've got to fix the government. The government is broken. It no longer meets our needs as workers or as people. We're dying. We're poor. We're being looted. What are you going to do? You're going to sit there and take it and vote for another rich person that you think that is going to fill your ears with sweet nothings about how they're going to change it all, and then do nothing? Do nothing but make you more oppressed, make you have less money in this economy? You want to keep doing that over and over again for the balance of your young life? Go for it, I guess. Let me tell you what, it didn't buy my generation fucking anything. So, I don't know. If you had all the power in the universe, and you could change one thing in the world, what would change? This is gonna sound like a fucking cop-out of an answer to this, but I hate these questions. I'm not saying I'm mad at you for asking it. I hate these questions because they're so self-aggrandizing. If I had that type of power, I think my first act would be to strip myself of that power. There's no way that my human mind could comprehend the repercussions of what I would see as a minor change or even a major change. It's a silly question. And if I didn't want to destroy the world and reality and everybody's lives, I wouldn't make that kind of weird God subverting fucking physical reality shit. It's just like, it's a power fantasy. I'm a Buddhist. I don't pursue personal power fantasy. And when I catch myself doing it, I intercede. Like, as a rule, I don't put myself up on the pedestal and look at myself as a leader of this, that, or the other thing. What do you think the meaning of life is? Well, we were talking earlier about this. I don't believe there is a meaning to life. I'm an optimistic nihilist. So I believe that any meaning that is ascribed to your life can only be ascribed by you. Sorry. Weed, bro. Oh. Yeah, so the meaning of life is for you to prescribe the meaning to your life. You get to decide what, if anything, your life means. You're a nurse, a mechanic, and a steel plant, a lawyer. What sort of income do each of these people earn in a fair world? You're asking the wrong guy. I don't think that the system of capitalism that gives you a certain amount of money for your labor, I don't think that that's fair. Like, I don't think that the system of monetary reward for hours and hours of your life is fair. Ridding us of income would rid us of so much social ill, right? But I don't know. I'm Jim Morrison now. You gotta love your man. You gotta love your man. Take him by the hand. Time to smoke another joint. Make him understand. Well, there's a killer on the road. His brain is squirming like a toad. Take a brief holiday. Let your children play. They not like us. 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 They not like... This is everybody's favorite rapper right now, bro. That's how he sounds. They not like us. They not like us. It's like, ugh. I'm just gonna be glad when Kendrick falls the fuck off. It's gonna be great. I'm sorry, dude. I'm just sick of fucking Kendrick Lamar, bro. I'm sick of his voice. My left stroke put little baby in a spiral. My right stroke just went viral. It's like, ugh. And everybody's like, dude, this guy's lyrics are just fucking, dude, this guy's the best. And I'm like, maybe that's true, but how do you listen to that shit? Like, how do you bump that shit driving down the road? You pull up to a bitch and you like roll down the window and you look out and you're like, my left stroke just went viral. Right stroke put a little baby in. Like bitches go like, I don't know. I'm sorry, bro. I used to roll deep in the 90s, bro. You didn't have that type of fucking girly shit coming out of your shit. And then everybody in the goddamn world, I'm a fucking hip-hop head since before any of you were born. And everybody in the goddamn world I gotta hear it all goddamn day. But I bet it's a minor. And I gotta have every little fucking like kid half my age coming up to me going like, man, Kendrick is the greatest of all time. He's the GOAT. I'm like, well, kid, get out of here before my left stroke goes viral. All right? Get out of here. Shoo. There's plenty of rappers, new rappers, like rappers that are like new, that I love, dude. But Kendrick Lamar ain't it. I'm sorry. He ain't it.
That feud's still going on.
Somebody has... Well, I've got that stupid new Kendrick song stuck in my head, and so I'm whining about it. They not like us. They not like us. They not like us. I don't know how you bump that rolling down the road. Like, I would just be... Dude, if I fucking rolled up next to, like, a car full of fly bitches, and that was bumping out of my car, I would literally just, like, fucking blow the red light. I'd blow the red light. Out of embarrassment. You know what I mean? I'd be like, ooh. Tell you what, I'll even go farther than that. Because I want people to think that, like, this Kendrick shit is just hate. It's not, okay? You want to have like that high-pitched, more nasally voice, but still be a down-ass rapper, right? Take a look at fucking Kodak, Lil Kodak, right? Shit still hits hella hard, vibes hella hard. His voice is just that way. I've heard Kendrick Lamar talk. He talks like me. But when he raps, he's up in here. It sounds like Juggalo rap to me. It's like, Kendrick Lamar. You know, like, no thanks. And before you ask, this doesn't make me a Drake stan. Drake sucks too. Oops.
Would you like me to fix you anything to eat? You haven't had a single thing today.
I haven't eaten today?
No. Not a one thing.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought we had lunch.
Nope.
Yeah, I don't feel like eating. I should probably have something though. I'll make myself something when I go in. I'll have like a ramen or something. I gotta get something on my stomach.
I don't mind fixing something for you.
Jerry said Modelo, and it made me want a Modelo. Yeah, I'll have them. I don't know. Oh, no, it's okay, baby. Like I said, I'll make a ramen or something when I go in. Because I really just don't feel like having anything, and I don't want to force anything on my stomach when I feel that way. It's just been a fucked up day. I appreciate it, though. Thanks for reminding me, because I might have just fucking spaced. You've eaten stuff today, right?
Yes.
Okay, good. All right.
I had breakfast, I had lunch, and I had an assortment of snacks for dinner.
Sick. You're a good guy in my estimation, Paul. Well, thanks. I don't really care to be a good guy, but I'm glad you think so. You'll enjoy the merge. Oh, you're a mergist now. You follow TJ down the merge hole. Whatever. You're a bad guy, Paul. Thanks. Wait, what's the merge? Chris Chan believes that the worlds of like fictional cartoon characters, so the merge is like there's all these different universes. We live in one. Sonichu lives in the Sonichu verse. You know, the X-Men live in the X-Men verse. Like all these like things exist in their own little contained universe. And according to Chris Chan, that universe is merging. And soon the great merge will happen and all those universes will collide and become one universe. I'm ready as fuck to meet Krillin, bro. I've always wanted to smoke a fat blunt with Krillin, bro. I think Krillin would be chill as fuck to smoke with, so I'm down if it's true. I don't think I really believe it. But me and Krillin about to have a blunt if the merge happens. And he's really the only one that I don't, he's like really the only character from that universe that I would even care to chill with, because I think the rest of them are probably fakers. Like the Ninja Turtles, a lot of people would be like, Ninja Turtles, and I'd be like, dude, those guys are fucking rich as fuck. They don't be living in the sewer and eating pizza. They're bougie. You know, nah. I do want to smoke a blunt with Krillin, though, because he's a real one. No, Piccolo. Piccolo's a fucking dude. Piccolo's a fucking narc, dude. For real. Piccolo can suck a dick. You know who Krillin? I would allow Krillin if he wanted to. I don't need him there, but I would allow Krillin to invite Tien because that third eye is blown wide open, right? So Krillin and Tien smoke a J, pass it around. That's my dream blunt rotation right there. Krillin and Tien and me. Krillin, Tien, me. Vegeta, too high strung. Goku, too much of a Mary Sue. Can't handle him. None of them do drugs? Bro, you telling me Master Roshi doesn't be smoking up? You telling me Krillin has never hit the blunt? You're full of shit, bro. The merge is going to be tough for you. What about Hercule? Nah, because he gets brolic and shit. Krillin smokes up, dude. And if he doesn't, all the better. I'll introduce him. Maybe he needs it. Yeah, what about sensu beans? I know, I don't even want to go into these people. These people don't know Dragon Ball, okay? They don't know. They say there's no drugs being done, and then there's sensu beans being popped everywhere. Come on, buddy. Buddy. Don't talk to me. I'm too old. Too old for you, for your little Rizzler shit to work on me, okay? I know what I'm talking about. My left stroke just went viral. Sup, girl? Yeah. Hold up. They not like us. They not like us. Ooh, that guy's fly. You little motherfuckers, like, I'm sorry, dude. Some of you youngsters need to be put in your place, bro. Y'all come at me like I'm not 44. You're in your 20s. Oh, you don't know nothing about this. It's like, what? Why would I even? I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be ageist, but why would I even fucking listen to you, bro? Unless you're 25 or something and like some kind of fucking college graduate, you better not even fucking come to me, bro. You got nothing for me. You ain't gonna teach me shit. I mean, I wouldn't even have to mention it, but you motherfuckers come at me like you're Dr. Phil constantly. You know? Little fucking 16-year-old chilling there like in Fortnite, waiting on a Fortnite match to pop. Right? Coming at me like he's Dr. Phil. I think this is what you need to do, Paul Zico. And I'm like, fucking what? They not like us. They not like us. You like him, don't you, Brianna? Wait till you hit 60. I'm not gonna wait. I'm gonna enjoy my life now. If I hit 60, it'll be a miracle. A miracle. Oh yeah, good point, Jerry. Hearts in chat if you're a kid. Anybody under the age of 18 in here tonight? Hey, we love to shout them out. Throw up them hearts if you're under the age of 18 and watching tonight. We love to shout out our young, upcoming folks. Anybody? Anybody? Throw them up there. Hearts in the chat. Let's go. Let's go. It's a trap. It stopped working, but I will tell you, dude, the first like 5 times I did this, we got like 5 or 10 a piece. It was crazy. They'd be just like, and you're like, oh shit. Ban, 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 ban. You know? It's a school night, you're right. They're in bed. They're sleepy. That's cold. You gotta do it, man. Dude, here's a little fucking advice, right? If you're gonna do these types of streams, your chat is like a bonsai tree. You guys ever seen one of those little bonsai trees? You know, like, you gotta like trim them very deliberately to train them to be a certain way so that they look aesthetically pleasing, right? You gotta treat your chat like a bonsai tree, bro. If you don't prune it constantly, if you don't be trimming off like the fucking gangly weeds and the big ass 4-leaf clovers that try to be popping up, if you don't do that, it's just gonna look like a big weed. You trim the bonsai. Too retarded, too stupid, probably 12. You know what I mean? And then when you look at your chat, you're not gonna go like, fuck, every day, you know? What you're saying sounds like wisdom. Yes. Sage wisdom from a dude that's been streaming for a living for 10 fucking years. You can call me what you want, bro. A lot of you little skibbities want to do what I do. Take that advice to heart, okay? They not like us. They not like us. They not like us. Stop listening to that bullshit. Listen to some real fucking hip hop. Stop. You know what? I'm not even gonna go into it because people are gonna fucking call me out. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. I don't want to get called out. I don't want to offend the raw nerve that is Gen Z, bro. I don't want to do it, bro, because y'all are just waiting to be offended. But there's some shit that I feel like y'all need to hear, specifically the men. Ladies, I can't really speak to that fucking experience. Somebody else will have to fucking tell them what's up. They need some help, but I can't really help them. But I think I could help the men, but it's going to be a sensitive thing that I say to them. And I don't think they can handle it because people are going to fucking, I guarantee you, people are going to flip their shit. Right? They're going to say it's toxic. They're going to say it's this, that. Right? Okay, I'll help you out. But you're going to judge me, but that's fine. You know what? Judge me if you want, but you're going to hear it. I'm trying to think of the best way to say this. I want you to set aside sexuality, set aside personality type right now, and think generally, right? And this is just coming from somebody that's observing like culture. That being said, how do I best put this? It's gonna come off wrong anyway. Maybe it is. I don't know. A lot of you act like bitches. Like a lot of you are grooming yourself and conducting yourself and talking and being in a little fucking sewing circle like little bitches. Yo, I'm sorry. Like, I'm not saying not all. I did set aside, look, if you're fucking gay or whatever, I'm not talking to you. I'm not trying to critique your fucking, I don't mean it in that way. But I feel like a lot of young people, especially like the ones that I bump into in the online space and stuff, y'all conduct yourself like bitches. Like high school bitches. In perpetuity. Yeah, but dude, I was a kid too, and we didn't act like a bunch of little bitches. You feel me? Or no? Like, we knew how to sack up. We knew how to keep our fucking shit on the DL. We knew how to keep a secret. How not to blab things to everybody. Rap snitches. Telling all their business. Sit in the court and be your own star witness. Motherfuckers just broadcast your dirt everywhere. You act like bitches. You know who used to do that? Broads. Ooh, there was cocaine at that party. It's like, shut the fuck up. Shh. We're at school. Dumb bitches. Sensitive, paranoid, calling themselves out, acting out of pocket, acting all gossipy, and these are dudes. Like, I'm not trying to be like some sort of fucking toxic masculinity guy, but, bro, why are dudes acting like a bunch of bitches? Sorry. When did everybody get all fucking sensitive and pussy about everything? Whining about something, like whining about getting bullied online? What the fuck? Log off. Dude, I got bullied in real life, bro. You can't log off of that. How you getting bullied? Bitch stuff. That's all I got, though. That's really the whole sentiment, 100% of it. And like I said, not everybody, not all people, not all youngsters act this way. I'm just saying, dude, I see a lot of fucking little, like even like younger kids. I see a lot of like little boys running around and they're acting like little girls, bro. Coffee clutches, little gossips, little fucking running around, dancing, playing with these little fucking, I just don't get it, bro. Grip strength decreasing with each generation. It's worrisome to me. And maybe that's just me turning into an old, toxic old man. Maybe so. There are less gender roles being put on the people. I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing, Bree. I don't. I'm talking about your average little dude, right? Your average little guy. I'm not even talking to the girls. I'm saying that I feel like a lot of boys and young men up through their 20s are acting like girls used to act when I was a boy, a young man up through my 20s. Okay? That's the observation. More shit talk, less action. More whining about words and less stoicism. I don't know what you would call it. I get it, dude. I'm not saying that I'm a big old dude. I cry. You know, I've cried on these streams before talking about shit with you guys. Like, I'm not trying to say that, like, oh, you act like a bitch because you. I'm not critiquing them because they cry. I'm critiquing them because I feel like the way they conduct themselves is filled with behaviors that I would have identified as female behaviors. It's how they carry, right? I don't know. I'm not talking about the strong, silent type. I'm just talking about, like, one of the things that bothers me, this is a stoner thing. It's like the way you guys put all your shit on Front Street and shit. Doing all your drugs and shit on Insta. It's like, bro, that just like, we would have beat down a dude. Like, we didn't have Insta. But I'm telling you, in high school, if somebody was blowing up our spot, we would have beat him down. That Insta would have been taken down. Guaranteed. You put my shit on Front Street because you have an Insta? Wait, why do you care though? Because it's bad business. That's why I care. You and your friends keep your dirt on the DL. You don't put it on Instagram for everybody to look at. It does affect me, bro. It does affect me. I work on the internet. And I'm constantly surrounded by people that are broadcasting their kid shit. Shit that, like, when I was a kid would have got you beat the fuck down. The issue is social media. I think you're right, but I don't know how deep we want the rabbit hole to go on this, because I know that people are going to take all that shit I said out of fucking context. They're going to, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not criticizing people who challenge gender conformity. What I'm criticizing is the overall aggregate of little boys that seem to have lost sight of what being a boy is. And it makes little boys into little boy men. And it's kind of fucking disconcerting. Yeah, dude. Somebody posted a video of a bunch of kids dancing to, like, people dressed up like Skibbity Toilet, and it was a bunch of, like, kindergartners, and even TJ was like, man, this is no different from me watching Ninja Turtles. And I was like, really? Ninjas are not more understandable for a little boy to be into than a head popping up out of a toilet with a big rictus grin on its face? That's the same thing in your world. Those things are understandable on the same level from a fucking old head's perspective to you. This is just the pattern of the old hating the young. I mean, that's what I fear, right? But what am I supposed to say? Oh, the kids are all right? Okay, I'll be one of those guys then. The kids are all right, man. It's going to be fine that, like, dudes are growing up not knowing how to handle problems and stuff, coffee clutching it up, not knowing how to keep their business on the DL, watching a toilet popping out of a fucking, you know what I mean? Whatever. The kids are all right. You think that, like, Skibbity Toilet shit is normal? What's normal about that? A head pops out of a toilet bowl with a rictus grin on its face. And that's kids are like, yay! What? Pro cameramen, yeah. Let us just have what we want at this point. Majority of us are all right. We feel hopeless and scared at this point. Well, I think maybe that has to do with the fact that your philosophy is fucked. Your hopelessness and your fear is justified. I feel hopeless and afraid, and I'm 44. But I think your philosophy for dealing with it by putting all your business on Front Street, I don't think it's going to help you. Okay? I don't. Not all of us do. I'm not. Okay, well, generalizing is useful when you're talking generationally speaking. I bet you have no problem calling me a boomer, right? Or talking about old heads or whatever the fuck it is, right? Generationally, there is an aggregate, and it can be looked at, and we can talk about what it means without you getting offended. Hi, baby. Yeah, the watching other people play games phenomenon. Like I'll do that, but like people that play at like a high, super high level. Like people that play fighting games in a way that I could never grasp. I love watching that shit. People that play MOBAs in a way that's just like so fucking great. They just have it mastered, the movement, positioning, all that stuff. I can appreciate it. But just watching a dude sit there and play a game like in a mediocre fashion, like you got to be a pretty good entertainer to get me sucked into that. So, but I'm not real worried about that. Play video games, watch video games. My critique was more about how people carry themselves now. In particular, my critique was aimed at little boys and young men and young adults that are identify as male, right? And I'm willing to admit that some of that probably comes from like a toxic idea of masculinity that, you know, is probably overall a destructive thing. But there's something to be said for male stoicism. I'm not a stoic guy. I don't live a stoic life. I'm an emotional guy. I kind of wear my emotions on my sleeve. But I know how to suck it up and move forward through tough shit. Right? I'm not saying I handle everything perfectly. I'm saying when the time comes to do hard things, I know how to just get it done. And when I'm doing something that I don't consider to be bad, but is against the law, I don't broadcast it all over the goddamn place because I don't want to blow my spot up or my friend's spots up. And that self-preservation instinct is gone. Like, little boys have leaned into the surveillance state. They film themselves doing dirt, put it up on their social media. I don't understand that mentality at all. That type of stuff, typically that type of behavior, even though we didn't have social media, but that what I would consider to be commensurate behavior was, in my day, reserved for little girls. I'm not saying all of them. It's just like women were way more apt to like blab about cocaine at a party than men and gossip about it and spread rumors about it. What good does it do to complain? Why don't you change it? Am I supposed to go and parent every child? Like, what a call out. See, that's a Zoomer call out. What good does it do to complain, man? Why don't you change it? It's like, that's not a call out, bro. To change it, I would literally have to be 250 million parents in this country. And I don't even think I'm the guy that would be the best parent for this. I'm not trying to hold myself up like I know best. I'm just critiquing. I see a lot of young men falling into like anime shit, fetish shit, furry shit. This is not shit, and I'm not saying maybe it's okay that men participate. I'm not saying it's bad that men participate in these fandoms. I'm just saying that, like, that being the central cool thing for little boys is like, it's like an alien world to me. Like, I don't get it, you know? And it seems destructive. Because it seems to ostracize people from jobs and social circles and all this stuff when you lead with what makes your dick hard. Who the fuck said it was central and cool? millions of people that like make their whole personality a fandom. What are you talking about? We got some straight out drivel in the chat tonight, y'all. There's some drivel with 2 V's. Some driggle draggle. I don't know, I don't hang around those people. That's chronically online shit. Well, maybe that's what I'm talking about then. I don't hang around schools. I don't hang around groups of kids. I have no reason to, desire to, but I'm online and I'm exposed to that culture constantly, and that's where my critique comes from, for the most part. I critique what these kids put out on social media that ends up coming across my fucking purview. And I assume that it's reflective of how they're acting when the fucking phone is off. I teach 8th grade, you're not wrong. Well, you know, I was gonna add that in. You know, I used to work at schools. This was years ago now. I was a tech support guy for elementary and middle schools in my town. And I used to listen to teachers then, and I still go to places where teachers congregate, like, you know, our teachers and our substitute teachers Reddit. And if you go look at those, look at the top posts from the last year, it'll be endless. I don't even know how to talk to these children. I've got 5th graders that can't write. I've got 5th graders that can't read. I've got 5th graders that literally can't say anything but Phantom Tax and Rizzler. Like, this is not something that's typical.
Remember this story at all?
Nearly 1 in 3 young men in the U.S. report having no sex. Right. Am I not to critique that? Is that okay? Is it okay that there's 1 in 3 men are incels now? Involuntarily celibates?
Yeah. Like, not necessarily all incel-minded, but like
Right,
the fact
but
that they just can't get it.
I'm using just definitionally.
Yeah.
They're involuntarily celibate. 1 in 3. About 70% of graduates can't read past the 6th grade level. The aggregate of graduates is 4th grade reading level and writing level and comprehension level. This is not a joke. And if I can't critique it, then what can I say? If you don't think that the culture that sprung up in place of learning can be critiqued by an older person, then okay. Microtransactions, little kids buying shit, spending all day on Roblox and obsessing about it. This is new. This didn't happen a generation ago. Bunch of dudes running around dressed like fucking purple wolves. It's fine. But this type of shit is concentrating and growing. And it's like emptiness. It's like a thinly veiled sex fetish. And people are leading with that. Here's my personality. This is what makes my dick hard. Can't read, can't write, can't talk to people, can't get laid. Most people are not doing that stuff. 1 in 3 men can't get laid, Brianna. What do you think they're doing that makes them repellent? Probably playing video games all day, talking about anime lolly porn all day. You don't think that plays a role? You don't think that's part of the critique as to why 1 in 3 men can't get pussy? What do you think it is? Why do you think 1 in 3 men can't get laid? When you picture a dude that can't get laid in your mind, Brianna, I want to hear some attributes. Dude that can't get laid despite wanting to, despite
I'm
trying.
talking about guys 18 to 24.
18 to 24-year-old dude can't get laid no matter how hard he tries. Give me some generalized things that you think would typify him. I'm gonna be real with you, okay? Be real with me. No, I get it, kid. You're basing your personality on fucking online meme shit. COVID fucked you up. I get it, but that's what I'm talking about. I don't think it's boomer shit to say that it's a bad thing that 70% of people that graduate high school read at a fucking 6th grade level. And that a lot of them read at a 4th grade level or below. That they're into vapid shit. That they're broadcasting all their bullshit online so that it can be surveilled and targeted to ads to them. They're losing themselves in online video game bullshit and online drama on Twitter and shit, and they're not socializing and they're not getting pussy. Let's see what Bree had to say. Bad personality, any kind of crypto tech bro stuff, out of shape, weird political beliefs. Yeah. But what are all those things about? What are all those things about, Bree? What is the root of those problems? Social unawareness? Lack of socialization? Lack of media literacy? The inability to understand conversational flow?
Well, like going into more detail of this, it says men with no jobs and that are students are more likely to be sexually inactive.
Young. That's young people. It's young people who at a time just a generation ago were having sexual relationships at that age pretty openly. There were very few dudes. They still existed. But you know what was typified by them? Social interactions with women were not good. They spent a lot of time doing things that didn't require real human face-to-face interaction.
But I'm just saying, like, not like what you're talking about, like with meets, like students too. So it's not like a full meet, but like just young adults that aren't out in the world working.
Because they haven't been socialized.
Because that's where a lot of people meet their partners, is working.
Your first job.
You met your first two, mostly? Or one?
Well, my first one I met in college,
Yeah.
basically. I met her in high school, but we got together in college because we met at college. Next one I met at my job. I worked at Starbucks. She worked at Quiznos in the same strip mall, so we would trade drinks and sandwiches, and she asked me out on a date. I ended up
you don't go
12
out in the
years
world
with that woman.
Working and stuff, then
Yeah, if you're not working, you're not socializing with people face to face, nobody's just going to show up and knock on your sour smelling door and jump on your hard dick. That's why 1 in 3 men can't get pussy between those age ranges.
if you're not working, you're not living by yourself. It's a lot harder to say, hey, come to my mom's house.
Yeah, come over to my mom's house. She's out of town. And then you go in and your bedroom is decorated with a bunch of Dragon Ball Z shit. You're 20. How are you going to get pussy? They sit in front of the computer all day and whine about how they have no opportunity and participate in shit that makes them unattractive to the opposite sex. Weird politics shit, greasy debate bro shit, autistic politics discussion shit. None of that shit like makes a pussy wet. None of that shit makes you look like an attractive partner. I gotta tell you this bad date story. I bet you got a few. Dude, dudes are fucked up, bro. This is very valid. See, this is where I was coming from earlier when you were all mad at me. Like, this is the heart of my critique. It's not that just that they can't get laid, it's that there's a lack of reading, writing, social media literacy, and just media literacy in general. A lack of real face-to-face interaction. All these like I bet a bunch of those dudes, that 1 in 3, I bet they've got online relationships going on.
Maybe.
I bet they have some person that they've never met in person that they send sexy things back and forth to and tell that they love, but that they probably never have the means to meet.
But like further on in it is that like even masturbation is down.
Well, maybe there's like a hormonal thing happening then, because like dudes aren't masturbating now.
Yeah.
Bro, I was a zoo monkey.
So the proportion of adolescents reporting neither solo masturbation nor partnered sexual behavior increased from 28% of young men to 43% of young men, and from 49% of young women to 74% of young women in 2018.
Well, okay, we're relying on self-reporting though.
Yeah.
Who's gonna admit that they jerked off to a fucking doctor? Of course you're gonna say no.
I mean, this is what we gotta rely on. I mean,
I guess, yeah. You can't like put a camera. Yeah, it's in the food. I don't know. I don't want to get all conspiratorial about it. I'm just saying.
saying, like, why would you're saying that it's based on self-reporting? Why would they be less likely now than back in 2008?
Lack of socialization.
Yeah.
Because they live on the internet where they can be 25 years old and a doctoral candidate, or a 45-year-old mother of 3, or a 20-year-old black man living in the hood, or as a Palestinian American, or as a Republican, as a Democrat. They can be whatever they want. They live in a world of unreality and post-truth.
But why
So
would they
why
have
would
that
you-
motivation as an anonymous participant in a survey of thousands of people?
I would say that your ability to answer a question anonymously about yourself and not feel shame is directly proportional to your ability to socialize. Have you dealt with being shamed? Have you developed an ego that is annealed against the words of other people? And if the answer to that is no, then you're going to lie your fucking ass off. I don't believe for a second that 16 to 24-year-old men are not jerking off.
Well, this was like focused on like the adolescents for the masturbation part specifically, but yeah.
Am I wrong in that assumption? Your ability to answer an embarrassing question about yourself anonymously is directly proportional to your maturity level at that age.
You think they're just too like,
Yeah, they're too like, I don't want to talk about my pee-pee. They're fucking like little girls. They're little girls.
But why would they answer the whole rest of it if they like?
Well, what was the rest of it? Is it embarrassing? Is it sex?
It is the Archives of Sexual Behavior, National Survey of Sexual Health and Behavior. So you know the survey is about sex.
Okay, so they're not masturbating and they're not having sex.
Yeah. I'm just confused why you're more like skeptical of it.
Because I think that self-reporting is unreliable across the spectrum.
But how can you do sociology at all without self-reporting?
I'm not saying it's entirely unreliable. You take the large aggregate.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to talk about, so what I'm saying is I don't believe for a second that young men in that age range are not jerking off. So what would cause them to lie on an anonymous survey and my generation to not lie? And my answer is your answers to anonymous questions that can't be tied to you about icky, weird social things that are hard to talk about. Your ability to maturely say, yeah, I jerk off, instead of going, ew, no, I don't, is directly proportional to your maturity.
Why would they consent to an entire survey about sex if they're like that, though?
These are children, a lot of them, who consented. How did they get their hands on a sex thing?
Well, they do the survey. They like. I'm just like, why would they do a whole sexual survey if they weren't?
I don't fucking know. I don't have an answer to that.
I'm just confused about your skepticism with it. That's all.
I just can't, because my skepticism comes from just knowledge of, like, I took child development courses. And what you're telling me is that children aren't doing what children do. And that doesn't make sense. So somebody's lying. Either the methodology of the questionnaire is off, which I don't think it would be. There's scientists behind that. So you got to ask yourself, kids are self-reporting improperly. It's either that or the human race is about to fall off. Like, we're dying.
Well, that's what
If there's no
people
sexual
are
drive,
freaking out about. Like,
right. But I think that that's less a critique on people desiring sex and more a critique on people being incapable of making it happen. Because you have to have the social acumen to talk to another person for a couple of dates before you get laid, usually.
But I'm just like, if both desire and ability to find partners is declining, that's what people are actually worried about.
How about this? No sex education for that whole generation. You think that might have a reason why they can't answer a sex survey correctly?
Maybe.
Why they lie on it? Why they feel dirty about it? They've never had sex education in school? Just eliminated completely and utterly from the curriculum. You think that has an effect on it? This is what I'm talking about. Lack of education, I'm not trying to be, I'm just,
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, this is what I'm talking about. No sex education for these kids.
See, they might not even know what the word masturbation means when they get it.
They might not even understand what that means. Yeah. They got no they read at a 4th grade level. I didn't know what masturbation meant in the 4th grade, I don't think. There's more porn in the world now. Dude, I used to jerk off when I was a kid. I used to jerk off to the Macy's catalog because there were busty women in there wearing lacy bras. Now I can go to Google and type fuck in, and there's a million fucking videos. You're telling me kids aren't jerking off 24/7, 365? So the question then becomes, unless you believe that biology has changed generationally, I don't. I think that a little boy born right now is a little boy that was born pretty much in the 80s or 70s or the 60s, biologically speaking. Now, the psychological influences on that child are wildly different, and I think they're to blame.
Yeah, the comparison we're talking about is 2009 to 2018. So, 10 years.
Nah, bro. It's like, what? Zero sex ed. Now we're getting these wild reports that I can't get laid. I don't know how to talk to girls. I'm 1 in 3 men can't get pussy. It's like, I'm not supposed to be concerned about that shit. I'm supposed to just go like, oh, the kids are all right. No, they ain't. Can't read, can't write, can't speak. Some of the people in here, and I bring this up all the time, young people will talk like they're on a T9 Nokia brick. Everything's truncated and misspelled and garbage, zero syntax, no writing, no reading comprehension. How do you talk to a person like that? How do you do it? So you can't read, you can't write, you can't communicate. So it's just how I text. Why? Why do you text like you a caveman on a Nokia brick, T9? Why don't you type like you speak like a normal person so you present like a normal person? 'Cause I can, bruh. Good answer. Why is your generation retarded? 'Cause we can be, bruh. Nice. Good luck in the world. You're gonna do great. I'm not even talking about cursive. You mentioned cursive. I don't care if they're not teaching cursive. I care that you can't read a book. That's what I care about. You're not retarded? Okay, prove it. Don't type like you're retarded. You type like a retarded person. Prove it. Prove it to me. Then do it in here. What do you read? Twitter? That don't count. What's the last book you read? I'm waiting. This chat is full of words. That's not the reading comprehension, kid, is not, you're not getting what I'm talking about. There's a difference between being able to sound out words, okay, and reading comprehension. What is the last book you read? I can answer that question.
Reading comments on social media.
Reading comments on social media and then participating in skibbity online chats with emojis is not reading. What is the last book you read cover to cover? Tell me about it. You're a super fast typist, but now it's taking you a long time to think this one up. That still counts as reading. No, it does not. Reading social media is sounding words out.
It's not
comprehending a story. Comprehending a story, comprehending a historical perspective you didn't understand. You reading a bunch of online is not reading, dumb fuck. What's the last book? Because I don't even want to answer anymore because you haven't read a book. Uh-oh. You know how many books how old are you? How old are you? I have Sauron's upon you because you've been real mouthy about this. How old are you? You're 18. You know how many books I'd read by the age of 18 that I could tell you about cover to cover? I want you to guess. Cover to cover. Over 100. Probably 200 books by the age of 18. Conservatively. Don't care, dog? I do. Because I have to deal with people like you that can't read and write. Trying to tell me what's what. So I do care. Good for you. Yeah, bad for you. Bad that you can't name one book you've read and you're 18 years old. Bad. Not a good sign for your future. But okay, keep coping.
There's a big difference between being able to read a couple sentences and an entire book. Or even an article. The last time you read a news article.
The fact that when I asked you if you could read, and you said, yeah, I read all the time, and I asked you what book you read, and you went on about how you're reading right now on a social media site in a skibbity-ass fucking chat in the middle of the night, it fucking reveals everything. What is a book you have read? Not even the latest. Give me one. Have you read One Fish, Two Fish, Red Fish, Blue Fish? Have you read The Cat in the Hat? Have you read Green Eggs and Ham? Give me one book that you've read and tell me about it. Give me one. What's the book that springs to your mind when you think of a book that you've read? There was farm animals. Ban this idiot. Ban this moron. I'm done wasting my time on it. See ya.
There was farm animals.
I can't bring myself to do it. All right. Well, fine then. I'll do this. Bloop. And bloop. No, you won't have to worry about it. I want to write a book. Cool, do it.
I do not believe that person could have read Animal Farm. They probably meant a book.
It was probably like The Brown Cow Goes Moo.
Yeah, maybe Charlotte's Web. Maybe.
You support the establishment of cooperatives? Yes. Worker co-ops you're talking about? Yes. And they seem to work really efficiently with certain types of industries, like
Groceries.
high-tech manufacturing. I remember I watched a whole write-up or a whole video series on a group of people that established a co-op that does circuit board manufacturing. Everybody that works there is a co-owner of the business. Everybody that works there attends business meetings and makes business decisions. And the place is great. Like, but it's a small niche thing. It's hard to imagine how that's going to.
Well, the issue with cooperatives too is it doesn't have a lot of freedom. It's not the same as like a employment contract that new people can get into easily.
Yeah. This the kind of topics I love talking about, but they cook my brain. They're so complex, you know. Mac and cheese. Mac and cheese. Ugh. Amelia was not happy about me wanting to have a beer, not having eaten today, so she's making mac and cheese. The only exercise he does is to go get a beer out of the refrigerator. Yeah, you got me, bud. You're talking to a dude that's been exercising every day for the last 9 months and has lost probably 70 pounds. I don't weigh myself until I go to the doctor. The last time I was at the doctor, I'd lost over 60 pounds. And I exercise every day. But thanks. I love those drive-by judgmental comments that are just exactly wrong, you know? You're gonna have to get used to the judgmental comments if you're streaming on YouTube. Oh shit, tell me more, man. Bring me up to speed. I've only been streaming on YouTube for 20 years. Well, not quite 20 years. I unmodded you because you struggled with banning somebody I asked you to ban. I don't want you to have that struggle. And then why did you even acknowledge it? Huh? Because I think it's funny that you came by and tried to give a piece of sage advice to a dude that's been probably doing this longer than you've been alive. R struck a nerve. I'm about to strike a fucking ban on your bitch ass. How about that? Can't even type. What does R struck a nerve mean, bruh? Anything else? Got any more advice for me, kid? Or is that it? Does the advice run dry? Why did I acknowledge the judgmental comment? Because it was a comment in my chat that I wanted the person who made it to account for. Any other questions, comments, concerns? You seem real worked up. You seem to want to control the flow of the show, bro. You want me to put you in charge? Yeah, it's Spurg hours for sure. I'm not worked up, lol. Okay, bud. Fingers flying. Criticisms flying. I'm not worked up, bro. You're a sea lion, ain't you? You're used to this, aren't you? This is what you do. And I go around and get people to react to you and then catch them up in these little fucking back and forths where you're always like, oh, I'm not. I didn't say that. That's not the content. Yeah, that's you, isn't it? Yeah, I figured. Bud. Luckily, I've been around for a while and I understand the game. See you next alt. Did you get that shirt at a concert? No, I did not. A little too young to have gone to a Carole King concert in 1971. Wouldn't be born for another 9 years, so that's a little tough. Man, I got 0 mods in the chat, and I need mods so fucking bad, bro. I hate fucking having to touch the poop myself. There's just so many people that are too fucking stupid to chat up in here, and I'm gonna have to start touching the poop. Thanks, Matt. Just start fucking anybody stupid. Start with Raul Garza. And then just end with anybody that's posted anything stupid in like the last minute. Yeah, I saw Romulus. It was mid. Yeah, The Purge. Yeah, Matt Blank coming in clutch when I need him. Thanks, Matt. It's the worst I've seen in a while. Yeah, I mean, whenever it comes and it goes. The algorithm is weird. A lot of skibbity ass fucking retards just like find their way in, don't know that they aren't tolerated, have to be fucking corrected. Very naughty little boy, if I may say so, sir. If you don't mind me saying so, sir, I feel that that little boy needs to be corrected. Paul and Amelia are such a great couple. Sorry, typing on my art tablet is not. That's fine. Yeah, we're a good couple. We're a power couple, dude. We're relationship goals. No, I like it when people notice that we're good to each other. What advice do you have for someone that's just trying to survive a life? Get in there and do it. I don't know what to tell you, man. I don't have any life advice. I don't know what you're dealing with, you know? Everybody's got a life to deal with, and the only way to deal with it is by going through. So just make mistakes, fall down, get back up again, and have a whiskey drink, have a vodka drink, have a lager drink, and a cider drink. Sing a song that reminds you of the good times. Sing a song that reminds you of the better times. You know? Yeah, Chumbawamba it, bro. Pissing the night away. Yeah, thump your tub, you know? Yeah, I agree. The first hour of Romulus, or maybe 45 minutes of Romulus was good, and then it just went. So it's a mid-movie. It's the fourth best Alien movie now. Congrats. I can't really be celebratory about that. I just turned 55. You may be around that age. Not quite. I'm about 10 years your junior, but yeah. I feel it, though. I feel like I'm about 55. Paul, would you? I would. I would. Best advice for life, don't take life too serious. How would you rank the Alien movies? I've done this before, I'll do it real quick for you. Aliens, Alien, Alien 3, Romulus, Prometheus, Alien 4 Resurrection, Covenant. There you go. First to last. Yeah, Chad getting swept up, and it needed it bad too. So I'm happy with that. I don't consider AVP. I don't put it in the fucking pantheon. It's a spin-off. It's got aliens in it, but it's not an alien film. Crossover spin-off shit. When we're talking mainline alien films, that's your fucking shit. That's your ranking, and that's non-negotiable, okay? It's undebatable. It's ontologically true, okay? I Chihuahua. I guess Alien 3 was kind of better than Prometheus if you consider them as a whole. Way better. Yeah, Prometheus is down the line. It's after what you call it now. You guys get to hear my fucking sprinklers for a while. That's nice. It's white noise. You'll get used to it. I don't like Eminem's new shit. He's still talented, but it's just not my thing. Is that weed? Yes, sir. I'm in California, though, so that should explain it to you, right? It's a left-handed cigarette. I like that term. Somebody called it that the other day. What about Posty's new country album? I'm not a fan. But I'm not a big fan of like modern country music shit. I love Posty though. We're both acting insane, and we're too stubborn to change. It's 80 proof in my veins. I'm just trying to explain. Gotta love Posty, man. Can't hate Posty. Oh, like Alien and Maze Runner. Yeah, like that, I guess. Paul. How you doing today? I'm doing pretty good. How are you doing? Actually, that was a fucking complete lie. I had a horrible day, but whatever. You know, it really was a complete lie. I'm doing just fine. Thanks. Whatever, man. Update on the housing issue. Uh, I left the guy a message this morning saying, like, thanks but no thanks. He called us a bunch of times trying to get a hold of me again, so I finally just took one of his calls. Amelia didn't want me to, and there really wasn't a point, but I was like, you know, maybe this guy will listen to some straight shooter talk. I wasn't going to make a deal with him at that point, so there really was no point. But he got on the phone with me, and he was like, yeah, Paul, you know, I want to see if we can salvage this deal. And I said, well, we can't. I'm sorry. You know, I was willing to. So he wants to. Here was the problem. He wants to sell the house while I'm living in it. He's trying to sell the home, and he wants to do that while I'm a tenant. I was willing to allow him the weekends. I was like, dude, you can show the house on the weekends if you want, as long as you let me know which weekends you're doing it. I don't usually stream on the weekends. I can make allotments for that. All right, fine. That was our agreement, you know, yesterday. And then 2 hours into my show last night, after coming to that agreement with him, he calls Amelia and changes the whole thing. Oh, I talked to my real estate agent, and you have to have 24-hour, you know, I have to be able to come any day. It's like, well, I work from home. I broadcast. I can't really have people traipsing in and out of the house. So he calls me today, and he's like, you know, Paul, he's like, I just want you to know. It's like the market is super slow right now. Do you know how many people have looked at that house in the last month? And I said, no. He said, one. And I said, okay, well, will you put it in the contract that you'll only show the house one time a month? Because I'll sign that. He's like, well, I can't do that. I was like, then I can't work with you. And he was like, well, I just, you know, I feel like we were very close to a deal, and I just wanted to, you know. And I said, well, I'll tell you why we're not going to make a deal, because it's not just that. Okay. You know, he was very amenable to listening to it. And I told him, I said, yesterday, you did something that I've never had a landlord do in all my years of renting. You asked me for pictures of my home. I said, what was that to prove? That I'm not living waist deep in dog shit? Like, what's the implication of that? Well, you know, Paul, I understand that, but, you know, I've really had some bad tenants before. And I said, yeah, but you know what? Your reaction is to treat me like I'm a bad tenant. So I gave you all my information, banking information, gave you all the information you need to run my background check, right? You know I'm a gold star tenant. I'm never late on payments. I do auto paid fucking rent. Never been late. Never been evicted. Got absolutely no fucking criminal history at all, right? And you treated me like a criminal. And he was like, you know what, Paul? I think you're right. I apologize. And I was like, well, you know, apology is fine, but I just wanted, you know, you were a straight shooter with me. I'm being a straight shooter with you. This could have worked out real nice for you, but now you're going to be left holding the bag, you know? And all you had to do was treat me like a human being. I gave you all the information you needed to see I wasn't a scumbag. You were still treating me like one. Pictures of my home. I was like, I asked him this. I was like, try and put the shoe on the other foot. Let's say yesterday during that conversation, I was like, you know what, sir? I've had some shady landlords before. Can you take a picture of your bedroom for me so I can see how you're living? You probably wouldn't have sent me that picture, right? He's like, you're right. You're right. He's like, so why'd you ask me for pictures of my home? Well, you know, that I've done it a couple of times with tenants, and it's just, I've been burned so bad. I was like, well, you've been burned, but now you're treating me like I'm going to burn you, and I don't want to do business with you. Well, I apologize, Paul. I said, all right, apology accepted. Have a good day. Best of luck. So there you go. That's my housing situation. Staying right where I'm at for the foreseeable future until I find something that works, man. Seemed like a nice dude. I don't think he was a bad dude. I just think he had fucking landlord syndrome. He thought that being a landlord meant that he could put his nose up my asshole and sniff as deep and as long as he wanted to in my business. Sorry. Doesn't mean that. I pay you money. You stay the fuck out of my life and leave me alone in my home. That's the deal. I told him that too. It's like, as far as I understand it, the renter-landlord relationship is as follows. I pay you a bunch of money every month, and you stay out of my home. And I get privacy. It's my domicile according to the law. Yeah, you're right. So, I don't want to be your friend. Oh, thank you so much, baby.
You're welcome.
You're so sweet.
There's more than that, too.
I don't want any more. This is perfect.
Okay.
This is a big, giant bowl of delicious mac. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So you won't worry. Oh, that's delicious. This is a good idea. Mac and cheese. Mmm. Mmm.
I got the extra creamy one.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did. Talk to you sometime voice-wise? No. Maybe you catch me hanging out in TJ's server, but other than that, I don't want to talk to you at all. It doesn't have any chili. Delicious bowl of mac and cheese, no chili. Mmm. Dinor.
Should I let him?
Yeah, just let him out. He can't go on the grass. He's not going to want that. And then they're having a meltdown.
He just wants to sit there and beg for a little bit.
I know. He's not going to get to, though.
Yeah.
Go lay down. Go.
Chill out. Cats are having their...
There's cat sex happening.
Yeah. It is a sound we have learned well in this neighborhood.
This neighborhood is owned by them cats.
Yeah.
No shit. You have a great personality and seem really kind and gentle. I'm gentle. I don't know about kind. I try to be kind. I try to be a kind person. There's a mean streak in me, though. I contend with that, and I can admit it. But I'm very gentle. I'm not a violent person. I don't like doing violence. I don't like threatening violence. It's not how I like to be.
I'm sorry I was being a little pushy with food. I just didn't want you to like get drunk and then on no food.
No, I appreciate it. You're a good wife. You've noticed. I had it in my head that we had hamburgers or something for lunch, but that was
the day
yesterday.
before, yeah.
So. I have a competition in me. I cannot stand the idea of my enemies doing well.
That guy was fucking weird.
What guy?
Landlord guy.
Huh?
Sent
Oh, the landlord did?
long emails hours after your talk.
Really?
Yeah.
What did he say? Dude, I want to read these. I didn't know he was still emailing. We're talking after I talked to him and told him the business.
Yeah.
You sent two?
Yep.
Let me see it. Thanks for the phone call, Paul. I feel completely understand how you feel. In our call, we're
Look
talking
at
about...
the subject line.
Oh, okay. Where's the subject line? My apologies, Paul and Amelia. Please read. Okay.
Exclamation.
Exclamation point. Emoji exclamation points too. Extra exclamation. Okay. Thanks for the phone call, Paul. I completely understand how you feel. In our call, we were talking about your pets, and over the years, a few people volunteered to show me how they live with their pets by sending photos. In no way, shape, or form is something I require. Since we were talking about your pets, I simply asked you if you would not mind sending me a few photos, and you did. As you mentioned on the phone, I just had a tenant moving out, leaving me with pet urine saturated carpet that needed to be replaced. So I hope you can understand why I'm hoping not to go through the $2,350 mistake again. In regard to documentation, because you're self-employed, I have no way to verify your employment by calling on an employer. Property management companies usually require that a person who rents earns 2 to 3 times what they're paying for rent. For that reason, I need extra documentation showing your employment. He had my bank account. He could, it's fucking retarded. So he's making excuses for why he's not a scumbag.
Yeah, but like
He
to
couldn't
come
do
back,
it. He couldn't do it
yeah.
to my face today because he knows I would have defeated these arguments.
Yeah.
And so he's got to do it here. This is how he salvages his ego after losing a bunch of money and losing a good business deal. Got it. In regards to your political beliefs, I care less what they are. You have a podcast. Originally, when we spoke, I went to your YouTube, checked out your podcast. We started talking about what it's about. You gave me some details. I commented, just trying to learn more about what you seem proud of what you do. You're great. I'm aware that employers these days go to social media and YouTube before hiring a person for the job. My investigation might not be the same as an employer, but you get my point. Anyway, thank you, Paul, for the opportunity. Yeah, got it. Opportunity to what? Waste my fucking time and sniff my business? And lose me as a client? Cool. Yeah, what an opportunity.
And the second one's basically the same as the first one. He just also attached the pictures.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Pictures for what?
That we had sent him.
Why would he attach those?
I don't know. Because he wanted to like prove like this is what we're talking about in case he forgot what we were talking about.
What a weirdo, bro. What a fucking weirdo.
But yeah, like you didn't not expect him to fucking look at your social media, but there's a difference between that and saying who you vote for.
By the way,
this year.
like if he would have said that to me today, like, oh, I needed to verify your income, I'd say, why? Why is my income your business? If I walk into a 7-Eleven to get a Slurpee, they don't ask me where the $5 came from. Why do you? I can get not wanting to make sure I'm not a drug dealer, but you saw my work. That's all you need, verification for income. You don't need to see my money. And your desire to see it shows me what kind of fucking busybody, nosy bitch you are.
Well, it was fine the first time. But the second
Somebody's
time,
dog pissed on your carpet? Oh, I'm sorry, you're a landlord, bitch. Suck it up. If you didn't get a proper security deposit, that's on you.
And yeah, sometimes the security deposit doesn't cover everything, and sucks to be you.
Sucks
That's why
to be
you go
you.
to civil court.
You profited a whole year off of that business between you and that person, and at the end of it, you had to pay $500 out of pocket. Oh no. Let me cry a river for the guy that brags about he owns 8 rental properties.
And like the silliest thing was like the carpet, like that apartment complex we used to live in. You knew damn well they replace the carpets regardless.
They rip it out every time.
Yeah, it's like a common thing.
Yeah, they want brand new fucking carpet in there. And I looked at the carpet he put in there. It's cheap as fuck. If he paid $2,500 for somebody to put that carpet in, he got ripped.
Because yeah, apartment complexes, you just see them rip out the carpets. It doesn't even fucking matter.
They rip it out. They replace it. It takes 5 fucking minutes. It's over. Just like he had everything. It's not like I didn't send him anything. Sent him my bank account. He could see the ins and outs coming in, coming out for a while. Sent him the number that I have in the fucking... He said, usually we require that you make 2 to 3 times rent. Bro, I'm not trying to brag, but I've got over a year's worth of rent sitting in the bank.
We're saving for a down payment. That's been a long
Just
time.
because you're renting me a home to live in doesn't let you sniff my business. I don't ask to see your bank account to make sure you're not scamming me. Hey, can I see your bank account? I want to make sure you're actually a landlord, not just a scammer. I'm there. Absolutely not. But I got to bend over and spread my ass cheeks for you so you can sniff my milk dud because I'm renting a house from you? No. I've never done that in my life, and I'm not starting now. I'll send you reasonable shit. You're lucky I even told you I had pets. I know a lot of people, it's not even legally obligated for me to fucking tell you I've got a pet. If I move into a house and a pet happens, it ain't on you to tell me I can't have that. I told you about my pets, disclosed my income, gave you my background check. If that ain't enough for you, if that ain't far enough up my ass, I'm not letting your nose penetrate any deeper. Good luck finding a tenant. I just don't understand people like that, dude. That dude this is the second guy that's fumbled 24 grand. We're talking about a year-long contract for $24,000 that he could have had signed with me yesterday, and me and Amelia would be packing right now. Or he could sniff my business and push me away from ever wanting to work with him. And they both chose the latter.
No,
Well, the other one was just too retarded.
Yeah.
He was just
He
too
wasn't
retarded
even
to get it
nosy,
done.
He was just stupid.
He was just stupid, yeah.
It wasn't his house, otherwise he would have been nosier. Because he was just managing the property, he didn't give a fuck.
These motherfuckers that buy these investment properties and manage them themselves, they have this idea that you're going to live in that house and there's going to be no wear and tear. There's going to be no sign that you were ever there when you left. It's going to be like a family was never there. They've got this in their head. And they will sniff your fucking asshole to try and figure out whether or not you're going to do it.
But then the other side, you have the property managers. They don't have anything in the bank.
Well, they're realistic.
Yeah.
They amortize the whole thing. So
Yeah.
it's like, we know that at the end, that's why we charge a big deposit up front, because at the end of it, they're probably not getting much of that back, because we're going to have to spackle walls, replace carpets, fucking whatever's little incidental damages happen, little hole happened in the wall over here, this happened, whatever. And so they keep most of that and give you $700 back of it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just how they handle it. I told that guy that on the phone. I was like, he was whining about his carpet. Mm-hmm. And that's why he needed pictures of our home. And I was like, dude, that carpet in that house can't be more than a couple grand. Charge me a couple grand or close to it as a security deposit.
Yeah, and you even said pet rent.
Yeah, I was like, or you feel like I'm gonna fuck up your carpet, bump up the rent $100. I'd probably pay it. Mm-hmm. Then you're getting another fucking $1,200 out of me, including the security deposit. You're covered. It's like you could have done either of those things and you'd have had a contract in your hand today. But now you have no business. And I told him straight out, I was like, now you're holding the bag. Good luck finding somebody that wants to move in to a place that you can come into on 24 hours notice anytime with a family showing them the house. Mm-hmm. I've got to keep my house pristine so you can show it like it's a fucking show home. No.
Because, yeah, it wouldn't have just been when people came over. He would have wanted to come in between those to see if it was okay.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, no. He was talking about the fucking carpet, so I told him we'd cover them. I don't care about your fucking $20 carpet.
But you just know, like, he'd have us agree to the one thing and be like, oh, I'm only gonna bother you when I have someone showing. But then he's gonna be looking in between all the time.
His stupid shit. He thinks I'm a rube.
Yeah.
He goes like, you know how many people have looked at it in the last 30 days? One. And I was like, oh, so that's gonna be in the contract. One day out of a month. Well, no. Well, the market's so down right now, that's all it's going to be. What if it's back up in two months and my ass is flooded with people every day and I'm trying to run a business? I see what you mean. It's like, and why are you still contacting me about it?
I just know from those kids that took over the other house that he's going to be poking in like, oh, I was just going to fix this.
Oh, I had to go put those motherfuckers up.
Yeah.
I caught them wandering around my yard one day, and I walked over and I said, "Can I help you?" And they were like, "Oh, we're just checking some stuff out." And I was like, "Could you let me know when you're going to do that? This is my home." "Oh, we're sorry. We're not trying to be." It's like, "Well, I just caught you wandering around in my backyard. So could you leave?" "All right, we'll leave."
And they bugged us over
Oh my
and
God, it was
over
constant.
and over.
It was
like,
constant.
Can
They
you
want
measure the kitchen? Do
measure.
you want to do
Yeah,
cabinets?
they wanted us to do measurements for you. I was like, "No. Can we come over and do measurements when I've got time for you to come do it? You can. You're not coming today. No,
Like,
it's my home."
they're so desperate. Like, oh, we're kicking you out, but you know, if you could just make time. Like, you don't have the plans for the house.
It's like, I don't fucking know, bro. They've got blueprints on file at the city for that house. They don't need us measuring shit. They know exactly what's in there. Fuckers. I'm telling you, dude, it's the mentality of these landlords now that they are above you and that you're just a scumbag pleb that's trying to drain their pocket. It's like that's how they treat you. They treat you like you're a criminal.
Yeah, it's like, I know they have bad experiences sometimes, but it's not like every server treats every guest like they're
So-
gonna dine and dash. And
Right,
shit.
exactly. Every server's had a dine and dasher. They don't treat you like you're gonna dine and dash. So why does he get to treat everybody like they're a scumbag criminal, even though he's got all the information to show I ain't? My background check would show any kind of evictions, any police action that I've had, any interactions,
Any debts
any
for
debts I've
making
got.
damage over the
Right.
security deposit.
Right. Any outstanding debts, any fucking credit bugaboos, all that shit. He can look right. He can basically comb through my fucking financials. And he needs more. I want a deeper look at your shit. I want a financial paper. I want a document. I want your taxes. I want this. I want that. Prove this. Prove that. Pictures of your home. And it's like, fuck you. I'm going to start asking these motherfuckers for the same. I swear to God, the next one of these motherfuckers that gets fresh with me and asks me for something beyond, I'm going to say, you know what? I'm happy to do that as long as you provide the same. I want to make sure that you're on the up and up with me, so I'd like to see your financials as well.
I want to make sure you can cover
Yeah,
repairs.
I need to make sure that you can cover monthly repairs that might come up at this home. So I'm going to need to see some financials from you. Or you can go ahead and use what I've given you. Your choice. Probably going to lose me some homes, but I ain't fucking around no more, dude. This asshole sniffing is un-American. My money, I told him today, I said, my money don't spend with you? Is that the problem? Well, no, it's not that, Paul. Seems like that's the problem, sir. My money don't spend for whatever reason in your mind. And my money spends everywhere else, so thank you for your business. It is. It's cop. It's cop mentality. It's this like, I deserve to know what's going on in your life because I'm decided to provide a service as my business. No, fucker. Nobody's gonna walk into the McDonald's and go like, yeah, let me give you a number 2 with a Diet Coke. Do extra large on that. Okay, that'll be $5.50. All right, here you go. Sir, where'd you get this money? I'm gonna need some financial documents proving your income. This could be dirty money. Huh? I can't give you this burger until you provide me your bank account. I need to scan your bank account to see where your money's coming from. Can't take this. This could be coke money. This could be murder money. You could be an assassin for hire. Show me your money. Huh? Okay. I'm a landlord and I don't get why assholes do that. It's a pretty standard thing. Yeah, I don't either. I don't get why you do what you do for a job either, but that's neither here nor there.
To be fair, at one point in your life you did.
Yeah, that's true. I didn't do it for a job, though. landlords refuse your money and kick you out via lack of payment? No. There are renter protections nationally and statewide that prevent them from fucking you over and evicting you unconstitutionally. They have to go through a whole legal process to get you out of the house.
Yeah, and like with the month-to-month thing at the end of a lease, as
Yep.
long as they keep accepting your money, they can't kick you out.
Yeah, they can't say shit.
They can give you the 30-day notice.
Yeah, they can tell
if
us.
If you give them money again and they take it, then they're locked
fucked.
in.
They're
for another
fucked. They
30
can't
days.
come back. They can't give the money back. You're locked in. You've already paid for the service. You live in that house for another month. They can kick you out They can kick you out on 30 days notice. After you've gone month to month.
Yeah.
If you have a lease with them,
then they got to give you 30 days before the lease ends to be like, hey, we don't want you anymore after this is over. So.
but they can't kick you mid-lease unless they go through the legal process of eviction. And none of them want to do that because it takes months. Typically, people can just finish out their lease while the eviction process is going out. You just keep paying your bills, ignore their fucking bullshit. There's nothing they can do. So you do have legal protections as a renter. That's why they sniff your asshole so hard before you get in. Because once you're in, they basically can't dislodge you. You have to be in clear violation of the contract. Not paying, spray painting the outside of the house. It's got to be something that can be seen from the outside because they have no purview over the inside of your home. That's your domicile. That is your private space. Landlords use all kinds of excuses to do this. Oh, I'm just going to come by and do the yearly inspection. It's like, why don't you send some third party out to do that? Why do you got to be the one that walks through my home with a checklist? It's my home. If there's a problem, I'll report it. How's that? But they use that kind of little shit to get around it. Ooh, I want to be inside. You know how many people will like live in a house and then they buy the house next door and rent it out so they can be fence peepers?
Well, yeah, the other place, our landlord lived down the street.
I like that once it gets all sputtered out, I like the white noise of the sprinklers. I've got tons of options for places. I'm just very specific about where we've been trying to move to, and I don't know. Like, Amelia and I are taking a 1 week break from thinking about moving, other than, I don't mind talking about what's happened.
But we're not searching in earnest.
I'm not looking for houses right now. I'm not looking to move right now. For at least a week, I'm going to chill out because my whole life has been that.
Yeah.
And
we might
work.
even chill out for the rest of the year, depending.
Yeah, I don't know. We're going to see how we feel at the end of a week.
Yeah. But if we're just like, it's just not convenient, other things are coming up, we're just going to put it off.
Yeah, we're just done. Whatever. Yeah, I mean, buying is an option that we'll look into.
We'll see what the rates do.
Yeah, the RV thing. I mean, there's a whole bunch of different options that we could exploit here. So.
But we might as well be fucking picky. It's not like the roof's caving in at this place. It's not like they're kicking us out. We can be picky.
Yeah. Maybe what we need to do is like plan a trip down to visit my dad down where he's at, because I know there's a bunch of RV places, and just go and look with him so he can give us this is what you need to look out for. Here's what you need to look underneath and make sure that there's no rust here. My dad's really good at that shit. He's a mechanic by trade, so.
Yeah, you're supposed to do that with him at some point.
I know, we just never did because we kind of tabled the idea and started looking in a different direction. But if we decide that we want to pursue that, it might be nice just to see him and to go to him, because he usually is coming here, I'm sure he'd be down. It's good to have those types of resources. I mean, my dad did for 10 years, lived in a fucking motorhome, big one, traveled all over the country. So probably few people know as much as he do about how to fucking wrangle those things. Everybody else will warn you, but the people that warn you, none of them have done it. Like they'll go like my mom and stepdad will warn me like, oh, some of these places won't take this and won't take that, and it's like my dad had a giant motorhome that was way longer, and he never had. He doesn't tell any stories about he just picked the right places.
Well, they're picking vacation places
Right.
too. He was looking at like
My dad was
planting for a month.
Yeah,
or
my dad was
whatever.
living like he had to be near Chicago, so he would get an RV park near there. He would have to be in Illinois proper upstate. He'd have to be back in New York, Florida. He lived all over. You know what I mean? Months, 2 months, 3 months at a time doing consulting work. And so he never tells me stories like it was a nightmare to find a place here. It's just you can't pull into the like tourist spot because they're not big enough. You got to go and pay a little more to have your big giant thing with hookups. Or you've got to go to a place that, doesn't have hookups, that's more accommodating, and just deal with that. But like, my dad would know all about that. My dad's never told me story. He would use it as a vacation thing. They'd take it up, stay up for a few days, right, in the woods, come back down, fill the water. But like when they were living, they were always playing at a place with full hookups.
I'm gonna get you more Mac.
Oh, no, I've still got some here. Are you hungry at all? You want to have some?
Sure. So I'll do that and what's left in there.
Oh,
Thank
okay.
you for sure that you don't want any more.
Yeah, I'm full.
Okay.
Thank you, baby. There are tons of RVs, and I don't even know yet. Looking at getting a Class A diesel, or sorry, is it Class C? The big one. 2 big slides, because I would need that, I would have to use it as a broadcasting place, so I would have to be able to, have a whole area that's dedicated to being a studio space in there. Yeah, I've lived in small places. I don't need a giant home. I'm not living in a giant home now, but I don't need necessarily the room that I have. I could downsize pretty considerably and just be fine. The only concern is the internet, right? So I'd have to get Starlink to ensure that I have good internet no matter where I go. That's one consideration I'd have to make. Find a hole in the ground and scare off anyone coming by. Yeah, get away from here. I'll kill you, I will. Yeah, I could do that, for a while probably. Could get away with that. White privilege, White people get to be crazy homeless fucks, Brown people, they get scooped up if they get crazy and homeless. White people get to be crazy homeless fucks that chase people away from their hole with a stick, Oh, that's just crazy old Paul. Junkyard Paul, they call him. He lives over there in the back of an old fucking broken down van. He don't like it when people come snooping around, so he'll chase you off with a stick. There's a part of me that longs for that like solitude kind of life. Maybe not solitude, but like being fucking far and away from people, which that makes me lean towards the RV idea, quite heavily. It's like I'm like, fuck this, man. I need to get away for a week. Just pull out, find somewhere at the top of a mountain. I got Starlink, so I got full fucking hookup. Find a hookup spot at the top of a mountain and just fucking live up there for a while, Gets too cold and snowy, come down. Go into the valley, go into the desert. Winter over in the fucking high desert, and then when it starts getting hot and nasty again, pull up into the mountains and enjoy that spring melt, The destiny army has arrived to raid your stream. Oh no. No, it's Stephen Bonnell too. No, dude, no. Destinites. Destinites are coming fucking screaming out of the woodwork. Bro, I have a thought in my head that's a little crazy, and it's an older thought. It starts with an A and ends with an A, bro. Think about it. If you think about me, and this moving idea starts with an A, it's one word, ends with an A. Capital A, lowercase a. What could it be? Alaska. Alaska. Africa? Argentina? No. Alabama? No. Alaska. You guys think about that shit, dude. What do you guys think about, like, fucking North Pole, Alaska, Paul? What do you guys think about Juneau, Alaska, Paul? What do you think about Aruba, Jamaica? Ooh, I wanna take you to Bermuda, Bahama. Come on, pretty mama. Key Largo, Montego. Baby, why don't we go? Off the Florida Keys. We'll perfect our chemistry. By and by we'll abide, defy a little bit of gravity. Afternoon delights, cocktails and moonlit nights. We'll be falling in love to the rhythm of a reggae band out in Kokomo. Ooh, I wanna take it Bermuda, Bahama. Come on, pretty. Spit a freestyle. I'm dumb enough to walk into a store and steal, so I'm dumb enough to ask for a date with Lauryn Hill. Some people only see that I'm white, ignoring skill, cause I stand out like a green hat with an orange bill, but I don't get pissed. Y'all don't even see through the mist. How the fuck can I be white when I don't even exist? No, I'm not a freestyler, bro. I get a clean shave, bathe, go to a rave, die from an overdose, and dig myself up out of my grave. My middle finger won't go down. How do I wave? MC White Erasure, yeah. Well, one of the things I like about Alaska is, from what I understand, there's nothing but spice there. Weed, please. Why do you hate me so? There's nothing but spice there, bro. The people that go there are weirdos, outcasts, people that are sick of the bullshit of living in the mainland. They go away, they disappear to Alaska. Now follow me and do exactly what you see. Don't you want to grow up to be just like me? Me and Marcus Allen went over to see Nicole. We heard a knock at the door. Must have been Ron Gold. Jumped behind the door, put the orgy on hold, killed them both, and smeared blood on the white Bronco. We did it. I've listened to Brother Lynch Hung, yeah. He's good. Oh, dude, Eminem used to be so fucking great, dude. So fire. Do you remember that Guilty Conscience song? It's kind of like a duet with Dre, but it's mostly him. All right, stop. Now, before you walk in the door of that liquor store and try and get money out the drawer, you better think of the consequence. Who are you? I'm your motherfucking conscience. That's nonsense. Go in, gat for the money, and run to one of your aunt's cribs and borrow a damn dress and one of her blonde wigs. You'll be safe for days if you shave your legs with Renee's razor blades. Oh, yeah. I mean, it was great, bro. Yep. Eminem died in that parking garage when he started being political Eminem. Donald Trump, more like Donald Dump. Makes me want to grab the pump. What a chump. He's a big lump. You know, it's like, oh. No, dude. That ain't it, Em. You're supposed to be the guy that goes like, fuck that. I'm just like Donald Trump. I'll rape you up. I'll stake you up. You know what I mean? Look. That's supposed to be you. You can't be that guy. That's an awfully hot coffee pot. Yeah, I know. It's just like, yeah, I gotta stop and collect himself mid freestyle and shit. Man, he fell off, bro. What? What other rappers suck now? Blueface kind of sucks. Who else sucks out loud right now? There's a couple of dudes that are just kind of like stinking up the whole fucking genre, personally. French Montana, he's not around much anymore, but that guy stinks, bro. Stinks, bro. Most like modern, like popular rappers I can fuck with a little bit, but yeah. Yeah, I like RA. I like the Rugged Man quite a bit. He's a cool cat. I mean, he's an old man now, bro. You expect him to be just as sharp as he was when he was like 22? Spitting for death row and shit? Like, he's old. Leave Snoop alone. Snoop is a god, okay? You bow down and you kiss the tip of his penis or you shut up. No, I don't like Posty's country shit. Nope, I'm not reading your shitty fucking attempt at a freestyle, bro. I can't do that. Don't be one of those people, dude. You guys ever see that video, that Filthy Frank video where he talks about mixtapes? That maybe, is that not the funniest? Okay, so let me ask you guys, what is the best Filthy Frank video of all time? I'm going to assume that everybody in here is a Filthy Frank fan, and if you're not, the fuck is wrong with you? Which Filthy Frank video went hardest? Because there's a couple that spring to my mind. Okay. Weeaboos. Okay. And internet SoundCloud rapper mixtapes. Hair Cake. Yeah. Yeah. Welcome to the rice fields, motherfucker. Weeaboo Jones, dude. That's my dude. The Weeaboo one and the mixtape one are so funny, bro. You've never heard of Filthy Frank? Oh my god. Filthy Frank was great. Have you heard of Joji? Look into Joji's past, and you'll meet. You'll eventually, you will meet Filthy Frank. No, Joji's great. I just miss Frank. I miss Papa Franku. Papa Franku. Why you leave us, Papa Franku? We need you more than ever now, Papa Franku, when you gone. I know. Why did Joji have to grow up and get all fucking extra fucking famous and shit, you know? Damn it. Get a fucking respectable career and everything. Why can't he just be a filthy, disgusting degenerate for everybody like he used to be? Now he's all respectable and shit. It just makes me want to fucking puke. Ugh. I think the sprinklers are done, but it's probably pretty wet over there still. But you can come outside if you want. It's nice and cool. Feels nice and cool out here. I've got to keep my voice down. It's late, and my voice carries. So I'm gonna talk like this for the rest of the night. I didn't realize it was fucking 1:30 on a weeknight. And that fat fuck is out there ranting at the top of his lungs. Somebody has to say something. What's your favorite pink guy rap? Trap dumplings, yeah. You're right. It's trap dumplings. I mean, a lot of people would pick like Kill Yourself or Shut the Fuck Up or whatever the other one was. But yeah, that's the hottest rap he dropped was Trap Dumplings. The beat. Yeah, that whole album, Pink Season, was pretty good, dude. Yeah, dude, my normal speaking voice is hella loud. You know, I live in a neighborhood, you know. That shit carries, bro. It's nearly morn here on the East Coast. Oh no. Oh no. I'm not ready for it to be morn yet. I'm cooking up the dumplings. Nickelodeon Girls was pretty fucked up. Yeah, I mean, that was the point of the song. I think the point of the song was a commentary on how adult men were obsessed with all these child stars from their teens and tweens. Mm-hmm. The Camelotlet today. That is true. 2 p.m. First hour of the Camelotlet will be free, and then, of course, the rest of it goes behind the paywall for our loving patrons. 6 hours of deep dive into the presidential candidate, Kamala Harris. We're going to find out the beginning, the middle, and the end. reviews, and I don't even know either of the shows that you mentioned. I'm old, bro. Nickelodeon, you know what Nickelodeon live action shows I had? There was Double Dare, What Would You Do, Salute Your Shorts, and Hey Dude. Okay? You want to have a conversation about any of those, we can do that, but I never watched any of the fucking Dan Schneider era of Nickelodeon shit. Hey Dude. That was a great, dude, I used to love watching that after I got off of school. I'd get home in time for Hey Dude. Hey Dude was great. Salute Your Shorts was even better, though. We run, we jump, we swim and play. We row and go on trips. But the thing that lasts forever are our dear friendships. Dum ba dum bum 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 camp on Awana. We hold you in our hearts, and when we think about you, it makes me wanna fart. Ren and Stimpy was a Nickelodeon, yes. The original Ren and Stimpy episodes with John Cristofalucci. I don't like the new Ren and Stimpy shit, but the old Ren and Stimpy was really good. Are our dear friendships camp on Awana. We hold you in our heart. Yeah, Donkey Lips. Yeah, dude, the big fat guy was named Donkey Lips. And the camp counselor was named Ugly. Or just Ugg for short. Dude, cartoons were meant to be out of pocket, though. That's the thing. Cartoons now are just unwatchable. Hi, I'm a fluffy teddy bear. Hi, I'm a magical unicorn. Can we be friends? Oh no, it's gonna rain. We better get an umbrella. You know, it's just like, ugh. Dude, shows were supposed to be edgy and crazy, bro. Little Looney Tunes, man. I bopped a bunny on the head and he got dizzy. That's like video games too, man. I don't want to get off on a fucking another Gen Z rant, but dude, video games are pussy shit now. Every once in a while, a cool ass video game will come out that shows some crazy shit. But like, people are all into these games, and it's just like, do you play Bunny Bopper Simulator? It's crazy good. You run around the beautiful, magical forest, and you bop a bunny on the head, and it goes boo 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 boo. Boo 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 boo. Poor little bunny, but it's okay. They're not hurt. They're just stunned, see? It's like, wow, that would be cool if I were 4. I might have been into Bunny Bop Simulator when I was 4. I might have played Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild when I was 8. Dude, you talk about a game that just like mystifies me now, bro. Dude, Zelda used to be legit because it was hard as fuck. There were boss battles and shit. There were puzzles and shit that you had to fucking figure it out. You had to use your brain. Dude, that game, bro, I've watched people play enough of that game. Dude, the puzzles in it are fucking simple. You can just mash buttons and win. It's just garbage fucking game, bro. Just Bunny Bopper Simulator 2000. It's like, ugh. Everybody and their mom's just like obsessed with this like fucking hyper simplistic, ultra easy, so easy your 4-year-old could do it gameplay loop. And it's like, yeah, it's literally a game made for 8-year-olds, but there's a bunch of grown ass fucking men and women obsessed with it. And they want to fucking throw it in your face like it's the greatest thing to happen in gaming since sliced bread. And you're just like, it's a kid's game, bro. It's like, no, 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 but you don't understand, dude. You gotta levitate the blue brick using the levitate power into the blue hole. And then the red brick, where do we put the red brick? I can levitate the red brick, but where's, oh, that red hole. And I'm just like, wow, congrats, retard. You just did what a fucking literal like toddler does when you put them in front of one of those things, like put the circle in the circle, put the triangle in the triangle. It's like, didn't this game used to like have puzzles and shit, and secrets and stuff? Now it's just like bunny bopper. Yeah, dude. I don't know. I'm not gonna comment on the people that play them. The people that are into them, though, it's like I don't mind you playing easy game, but it's like don't be like fucking like wearing it on your sleeve and talking about it like it's the greatest revelation that ever happened, bro. It's like you coming, dude. You seen this new show? Nah, what is it, bro? Barney the Purple Dinosaur, bro. That shit is real though, cause like Barney teaches people like lessons and stuff, and then he sings these songs and they're hella fun. It's like, dude, I'm like, my life has changed, bro. Barney the Purple Dinosaur, bro. It's like, but it just, I don't have a frame of reference for that shit. A grown ass man coming at me telling me they beat a fucking kids game. I'm like, oh yeah? Really? Dude, I took a breath and then I exhaled it. Damn. Oh, a lot of people replace personality with fandom, bro. But that's not new. I'm not gonna lie to you. There were people around back then. I think there's more of them now because the internet lets them conglomerate and pseudo socialize. But like, there's always been people that replace a shitty, boring personality with a fandom. It's just like I'm the dude that's all about Pokemon. That's all every reference I make is a Pokemon reference, and the only thing I can talk about is Pokemon. I'm a dude that's all about Freddy Krueger. Every reference I make is Nightmare on Elm Street, and I own 9 different Nightmare on Elm Street t-shirts and a backpack with a Nightmare on Elm Street patch on it. Yeah, we get it, dude. We get it. You like a thing. Yeah, dude, why don't you take a breath of some actual wild, bro? That's a good point. Did you want a breath of the wild? Come over to my house and smoke some weed. All right? Act like a fucking adult. I'll give you a breath or two of the wild, bro. Sorry, D. I shocked you. I gave you a spookle. Let these people see your beautiful face. Oh, yes. They love you. They cherish you because you're so sweet. You can't be beat. What a boy. Oh, yeah, I got a little burp. You have a little burp there, D? I patted a little burp out of you. I'm gonna raise taxes so I can taste more Tears of the Kingdom. Yeah, dude. Tears of the Kingdom, bro. Tears of the fucking Kingdom, bro. You gotta be joking with me, bro. That's how I feel 90% of the time when people come at me with what they're into nowadays. I feel like you gotta be joking, though, right? You're not real about that. You're joking with me. No? Sasuke's older brother, the Genjutsu? Naruto, though? That's what you do? That's what you like? You're how old? 36. All right, bud. Have fun with that. The Genjutsu, dude. The one and only. Tears of the Kingdom, dude. Dude, of course Breath of the Wild is your favorite one. It's the only one where you can go put the red block in the red hole, put the blue block in the blue hole, you unlock the grappling hook. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Yay, oh no, there's a pig monster. Better jam on the X button. Ha 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 ha. Yay, he died. I unlocked fire arrows. It's the only Zelda that's like that, bro. Of course you love it. Of course it's your favorite. It succeeded in making you feel like you were good at it. But you're not. My grandma could beat that game. And she's dead, bro. She's dead. She's been dead. My grandma could tear that game up. Yeah, it felt like you were really playing the game, though. When you hit X to deploy the thing, when you jumped, hit X to jump, hit X to swing your sword. Yeah. You jammed on X, and then you put the red block in the red hole and the blue block in the blue hole using the levitation property. Dude, you really were playing the game, bro. You had the whole game, dude. You were a fucking gamer, bro. How did you even fucking figure that out? How to move the red block to the red spot on the ground that glows red and the blue block to the blue one, bro? How did you even do that, bro? You must be a fucking gamer, bro. You must be a full-blown game lover, dude. Yeah, it's a good sandbox. You get to go to the snowy mountains and hit X. You get to go to the deadly desert and hit X. You get to go to the forest and hit X. There's a dark, spooky cave. There's like 5 of those. And you get to go in there and you got to hit X. Otherwise, the pig monster might land a hit on you and take a heart. Yeah, dude. That's a sandbox game. A literal sandbox. With fucking toddlers in it. Hey, baby.
Oh, sweet.
The freaky forest. The stinky swamp. What did you do there? I hit X, and then I put the red block in the red hole and the blue block in the blue hole. And then it went do-do-do-do-do-do, and a chest opened up, and there was a key in it, and I fought the boss. He was a big, mean pig. How did you beat him? I hit X. And he fell over and went boo, 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 boo. And then I got the special leaf cannon. And then what did you do? How do you fire that? You hit X. And what does it do? It makes the monster fall over and go doo-doo-doo-doo. Wow. Did you even go to the icy mountain? Yeah. What was there? A big ice monster yeti. Oh yeah, how'd you beat him? I hit X. And he went, doo 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 doo. But before I could even get there, there was a puzzle. Oh yeah? What'd you have to do? There was a blue block, and I had to put it on a blue spot on the ground. And then there was a red block, and I had to move it to the red spot. How did you even figure that out? I don't know, dude. Doo 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 doo. I'm sorry. I'm just fucking on Zelda, people. Just have fun with it, but quit pretending it's like a video game. It's not. A game, you can lose a game.
Sprinklers just like they have a long cycle, don't they?
Well, he set it up to where they do like multiple rounds, which is, I think you're supposed to
Yeah,
do
so
that.
it can soak in a
Yeah.
little bit, so you don't just have a puddle sitting on top.
So he
of
like
it.
set it up the right way.
Yeah.
Like on the days you can run it, you're supposed to do it that way, so it gets soaked in and then it gets a good dose. But we still get puddles back here and shit. I think we've got like some drip lines that are probably squirting, but it ain't my problem. I'd fix it if it was my place, but it ain't mine. So yeah, the sound of wasted water. So I can have a lawn back here that I don't care about. Yeah, dude. No, you're absolutely right, E-Train. It's like time for the nostalgia cash in. What can we do? Let's make a Zelda game. All right, what's the gameplay loop on this one? You hit X. Cool. All right, let's do it. They'll pay for that. $90 for the collector's edition and the little me emoji thing. Yeah, we'll do it. We'll do it. This year's best-selling game, Zelda Tears of Your Asshole, has sold over 20 billion copies in 16 seconds, making it the greatest game ever made. People are enchanted with its deep puzzle mechanics.
Puzzles are one of those things that I'd rather not with games in general. Like, cause sometimes they're either too easy or they're just stupid hard and they're just frustrating.
When a game hits that sweet spot though, where the puzzles are challenging but not impossible, they're brain teasing, they fit into the plot somehow, I like that. But I'm totally with you. Games that are about puzzle challenges and you go through it and there's really no challenge, and then some of them are just absurdly, obscenely hard.
Or you had to look up a guide to fucking move on to the next thing.
Garbage.
What's the most frustrating puzzle you've had to do in recent memory?
Dude, I know the one that pissed me off was that fucking Harry Potter one.
Yeah.
Trying to get those blocks to move around using Leviosa and shit. It was fucked. It was like the first few of those were simple, and then all of a sudden they throw this goddamn fucking Stephen Hawking level brain teaser at you, and I'm supposed to go watch somebody show me how to do it. I just fucking said, fuck it. Whatever little cosmetic is back here, I don't want it. I hate that type of shit in games, bro. I'm totally with you on that. When a game loops in clever puzzle mechanics and stuff, like I'm trying to think of one that really did that well. I mean, the early Zeldas, like all the way up through, I would say, Zelda, fucking, which was that, Wind Waker. Like those games were cutesy wootsy, but they were tough. Like you couldn't just mash X through them. You couldn't just put the red ball in the red hole. You had to figure some shit out. Tiers and layers of, and it was good because it felt good. Like it was frustrating when you couldn't figure it out, but once you figured it out, you get through the water temple, you get your upgraded thing. It feels like, whew, I like a little frustration in games sometimes.
Yeah, definitely the problem with the Hogwarts Legacy is like it's this massive puzzle, but to get one little outfit or whatever, it wasn't like in pursuit of something greater.
Right. Yeah, that sucked. I mean, it was like all fan service stuff. And like, I don't know about you, but like about a quarter away through that game, I couldn't be beaten. Like I just had built such a build that like I felt like every challenge in the game was just me doing the same thing over and over again. Like, yeah, it was just, I got too powerful too quickly.
Well, it's like it's a game that encourages you to go on all these side quests, but if you do all the side quests, you're overpowered.
You're over leveled for the main content. Yeah. That's a tough part of game design. Is like I think they should scale difficulty and shit appropriately with level. If they're gonna do games like that, where you got this big open world and all this optional content, they're gonna let you level up off of that. Then, you know, let the fucking boss encounter that you go to after doing 12 side quests appropriately challenge you when you get there. Because sometimes you just face roll it just because you're doing side quests. That's just bad.
Although I think the dumbest one with that was, I like the Outer Worlds, but their level design was crap. We like max leveled like
Oh my
halfway
God.
through the game.
You saw that last playthrough I did where I was doing like the build that I didn't put any points into anything other than the social stuff, so that my
And
my
the science
guys
weapons, yeah.
and then I did,
companions and science.
so I didn't really
weapons.
do damage. I would just shrink the dude and run
Yeah.
around, and my companions would just mollywop.
Yeah.
And I was beating everything in the game, and the challenge was 0, so I
Yeah.
quit. Like halfway through the DLC, I was just like, I don't even care.
Mm-hmm.
I can't be touched.
No, you didn't even get to the DLC.
No, I did. I played whatever the Pleasure Island was. I was running around with the shrink ray on Pleasure Island or whatever. Yeah, I beat the main game and got to the DLC, or at least got to the part where you can go to the DLC.
Yeah.
Not on I did it on the PC though.
Oh yeah.
We didn't get it on PS4, I don't think.
No, we did.
Oh, I don't think I played it on the PS4.
Okay.
Well, that one where I was doing science weapons and stuff was on my old
Yeah.
PC.
Okay.
That was my second playthrough. My first one was equally as easy. You remember me playing through that? You just you would sit there and watch me play it.
Yeah. Well, like by the time you get to the end, you're drowning in ammunition.
Drowning in ammo, and you're so powerful that it doesn't matter what weapon you use, and your people are helping too much because they're so leveled and geared out. They've got all this crazy, unique gear on. They're just blowing people away left and right. It's like there's no challenge to it, really. The end boss might kill you a couple of times. Maybe, because they take away your companions and shit. Make you fight it one-on-one, but I don't think it bothered me much. It's just like this, there's an appropriate level of challenge for those types of games, and if they don't hit it just right in the sweet spot, it feels bad. It feels cheap if it's too hard, and it feels fucking hyper simplistic if it's too easy. I don't know. Anyway, I'm done with this shit. See you guys later. Bye.